Good
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
morning,
We are
folks.
we are live. It says in the corner anyway.
Is
Uh,
James still alive?
Probably. I think
He's
so.
that guy's a machine these days. Just
Yeah. I don't know. Weird.
gotta leave him wanting more.
Yeah.
I'm trying to,
Oh, I was
only do.
gonna I was gonna stop in there, but he was going on about wanting to beat someone up or something, and I was like, I'm out.
When I was listening, he was talking about uh, being a kid, getting spanked, stuff like that.
Yeah.
If his kid ever hit his wife, kind of thing. Which I get that. You know, come at me, but yeah, you don't come at the women.
Ah. Weird thoughts going through that guy's head, man. He keeps doing it publicly. He's gonna get a red flag.
If he hasn't already.
Yep. 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 So, how's things been going since
Last night,
12 hours ago?
just fine. Watching the dog chase birds that he'll never catch, but at least he's trying.
Yeah.
He caught one once and it popped like a grape. It was unfortunate, but he still
Mm,
tries. He thinks he's doing us a favor. And it's cute to, tell him, get the birdies, and watch him just like go in a random direction that there's no birds, you know.
but he's trying to protect you from the surveillance drones.
Yeah, were you there on the Quantum show when I talked about the one we had?
What? The bird?
No, it was a dragonfly.
The dragonfly?
Yeah, this was back in the 80s. Uh, I was in my room. I had a box fan in the window. I
Mm-hmm.
heard this thump, you know. I'm like, wonder what that is. Went about my business. Then I found a dragonfly without a head. But
They
uh,
got big heads, so.
well, I found the head, and uh, apparently it wasn't a real dragonfly. It was a drone. It was mechanical.
Yeah, they've had those things. You could buy them as kids' toys.
Well, this was back in the 80s.
Yeah.
But see, my dad had a gun shop, so he was under constant surveillance because of some of the other things that were going on. So we had to have the house, uh, debugged, so to speak, and
Mm-hmm.
found a bunch of them, and uh, you know,
Interesting.
yeah. Well, he was helping out people bring back kids from overseas, and certain parts of the government didn't like that. So
Yeah. It's illegal for you to talk about that part of the government now, so you might want to stop.
I've been out for 30 years. They can kiss my shiny white ass. Woolly
Uh,
white ass? Shiny metal ass? I don't know. Whatever.
yeah, shiny metal ass. That's the line. Stick with that, Bender. Stick with that. Oh,
But
I don't know.
otherwise, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I got my Mr.
Yes.
Rogers sweater on, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a video later, and maybe do some painting, work in the garage, do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
I was thinking the other day, did I pull such random shit off these shelves here? I'm surprised nobody's compared me to Mr. Dress Up with his chest yet. You have that guy? No.
who? Who?
We used to have another show that was like Mr. Rogers, but he had a chest with polka dots. There was a polka dot kangaroo that would jump around,
Mm.
and he would dress up. He'd pull costumes out of his chest. There's always random stuff in it.
Gotcha. We had Captain Kangaroo. Did you guys have him?
There was a Captain Kangaroo, but it was a little before my time.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still trying to. Back in those days, I would alternate between that and watching two other cartoons. There was a black and white Tarzan that to this
Mhm.
day I have not been able to track down, and another show called The Amazing Seven, not The Amazing Three, which was a color cartoon. These were black and whites, and I at one point I had the opportunity to buy the cassette of The Amazing Seven, black and white, everything that I remember. Uh, and I didn't have the money at the time, so I didn't really have the opportunity. But I saw it, and I'm like, oh no way, and didn't think anything of it. And 30 plus years later, I'm trying to find it, and there's no records of it anywhere. It was a Japanese cartoon, very much in the style of Gigantor and Speed Racer, but if it was in black and white, about these anthropomorphic animals led by a rabbit that they drove around the world or whatever in a vehicle that was a globe. It was a big round ball, and the main view screen would never move, but the rest of it would roll around, do its thing. And nobody. I mean, I have scoured the internet. I spent 20, 30 plus hours scouring, could not find any trace of it anywhere.
Hmm.
And to
That's
this
odd.
day, yeah, I mean, I went everywhere. I mean, literally
Oh,
everywhere. Every expert.
Raven's here.
Hey, what's up, Raven? I tried to give her a wake up call, but she was doing stuff.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah.
you can
I
throw the link in
forgot.
there if you want.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
I don't have the ability to send the link right at this moment. Having charging issues.
Yeah. Did I mod you? I thought I modded you.
I don't recall. I can't really check.
Yeah.
I suppose I could on the here. Go to view the channel and write something in, but I don't want the echo. It's no big deal. I need to make a couple other people mods over in our channel.
Do
Just not.
you? He's the best person to make a mod.
Oh, dude, I would not. No, just
I need
saying.
that guy to send me some more artwork.
I'm telling you, man, Picasso.
You're supposed to send me.
Gamma
Uh,
World. You're right. You're right. I will get on
yeah,
that this
yeah.
afternoon if I remember it. Don't forget. Holy shit.
And then we'll maybe if you send it to me on Wednesday, we'll sit on the show and I'll walk you through
Okay.
how to do your own shirt store. You have a PayPal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you connect it to your PayPal so they can pay you through that.
Well, I don't actually. Jackie's mom does, and I use that.
Yeah,
Or I
whatever.
use my neighbor's PayPal for stuff when I don't want her knowing what I'm doing because any purchase she freaks the fuck out because
Yeah,
more stuff, Uh,
yeah,
man,
but if you're selling shirts, that's money coming in, not money going out.
oh no, I would be buying shirts. I seriously doubt anybody's going to buy a Shadow and Sun shirt. Uh,
Well, you don't know.
yeah, it's
You
true.
buy shirts off of me for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, and we have been getting more subs. We've had about 40 in the last 30 days, which is
Yeah.
better than the last couple of months. And as we cruise up to our anniversary, I really want to see that mark getting hit. Uh, but I can't complain. We're doing better than a lot of other people in our position in our community. There's a lot of people that started before me, and they're still hugging 500. And
Yeah. So, Raven, you should be modded now. Don't delete my channel or the internet.
yeah, definitely not the internet. That would make life rough for a couple of people I know. Jackie would just lose his shit. Oh my god.
Yeah. I have a feeling that kid will see the end of the internet, though.
Maybe, maybe only to be replaced by what, brain chips or something.
Feudalism.
Oh, that would be right up his alley. He'd make a
No,
he'd make a good king.
he'll probably be a peasant.
I don't know about a peasant, but
Yeah. Yeah.
with his grades and
That doesn't matter.
uh, work ethic, he would.
He'd be really good for tilling some soil.
Day
Uh,
is never finished.
Taste never finished. Oh, I don't know, man. I haven't gone to sleep yet.
Oh well, it's better
Yeah.
than falling asleep at my game again. Raven.
Yeah, she was kind of not enough. That's
Yeah,
kind of like that, and Omen now wanted to go to bed, and I wanted to try and get some sleep.
yeah.
That's why we're all telling you to wrap things up last night. Damn you! And you're like, but you find some tracks.
I just wanted to lay a little down before I like
Yeah.
to leave the players with some stuff to think about during the week. I remember when I was young, either in a game or running a game, I'd always be thinking about the next steps and things like that. Especially like right before bed, that's what I'd be focused on. Trying to
Yeah.
sort of influence what I would dream about. Uh,
Oh, it came off like you wanted to keep us there, though.
oh no, 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 no! Around 9 o'clock my time at the least, at the latest, I should say. I need to get the monkey ready for bed, and you know, it was a school night, and he's only got about a month left of school before he's on vacation, and
Hmm.
we'll see what happens. Of course, he's gonna probably go to Mexico for like a month or a couple of weeks, so I'll have the whole place to myself. Ooh, I'll just sleep the whole time. I'll wake
Yeah.
up. I'll be back. I'm like, what? You just left?
No. You better answer the fucking links I send you, bro.
Well, I do have a couple alarms set for that. I won't miss a show.
Uh,
I'm pretty good about that. Of all the shows and games that I've been involved in over the past 2 years, I've missed like 3 games out of a couple hundred. And
mhm.
shows, the only time I miss a show is if I'm already doing something else. Like Bear sends me links, uh, when I'm doing another show or I'm in a game, and you know,
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I like being on his show. He runs with a completely different group of people, and a lot of them are pretty cool. Some of them are pretty weird, but that's to be expected.
Yep, 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 yep. Oh, I don't know.
Speaking of weird, I did hear from Brian, and he's got some things
Yeah.
going on, and I hope if he's watching this, he knows that we're praying and rooting for him and his family. And
Brian? Yeah.
I heard from Armstrong. He's doing good. He was, uh, you know, experiencing the usual travel delays trying to get home.
Okay.
It's just aggravating when you try to contact someone on Messenger and it says they're online, but they're not, and that happens to be all the freaking time.
Yeah.
I guess if you don't,
I don't use it. I don't like it. Messenger.
I would use exclusively Discord, but some people, my aunt and a few other people that I know aren't on Discord, so that's the way I got to go. Friends,
You, you still have ants that are alive?
I have one aunt. She's in her late 80s and sharp as a tack. I'm telling you,
Mm.
and rich as hell. So of course I stay in contact. No, no, she's just She's the only family I have left. She has kids and grandkids, and I spoke to one of her kids that I have not spoken to. I kid you not, since I was about 4 years old.
Hmm.
That makes 53 years that no contact whatsoever, and we had a nice little chat. But when my aunt passes, I'm certain that we're not going to all get together and go, oh hey, let's be a family.
Was that conversation about the Jurassic era?
That was about snails, actually.
Snails.
When we were moving into our brand new house back in the 70s, we had this big yard, and my father told all the kids, go out and here's a bag and collect all the snails you can find, and for every snail you'll get a nickel. And so we spent the morning and afternoon hunting down snails, not knowing why, just because he didn't want them in the yard because they're a blight. And so we spent the morning collecting snails, and that was the one and only time I had any interaction with them. They helped us move in, and then they toddled off and went about their life.
And then you had snails for dinner that night.
No, no, we did not. We did not. We threw them in the trash can and let them die an ignominious death that they so richly deserved.
Okay.
They're fucking snails. They're creepy little bastards.
Most interesting. Weird. Snails never done nothing to you.
Okay, you're probably right. Other than eat our tomatoes and things like that, and ruin some fruits and veggies and roses and things like that.
Yeah, well, that's what you get for gardening wrong. You put a little
Well,
cinnamon down, and that they run like all crap.
yeah, you throw a little cinnamon down, I'm gonna run like hell. The stuff's only good for like two things: scalped apples and cinnamon rolls. After that, I got no use for it.
Keeping your garden free of insects.
I don't even care about that anymore.
Yeah, that's because you're lazy.
I suppose I've done enough yard work and gardening to
You caught people for that.
I do now, but next month Alex will be going back home to his people in North Carolina or wherever the hell they live, and I'll probably never see them again unless they come to visit. Which
North Columbia.
they do have family out here, so they do kind of visit. But once Jackie's graduated and off to college or military, I plan on leaving California and opening a shop in Texas. And if they want to come visit me in Texas, I would be utterly shocked. We're really only friends because of our children's friendship. I don't have anything against them. They're just they're not gamers, and they're very boring. Just gonna say we do have our similarities and things. We like guns, and we talk about that for a while, but that's about as far as it goes. Snails are gross.
Eating one once. Barf. Dinner table.
Yeah, yeah. No, don't eat snails. You know they're nasty.
You gotta cook them properly.
Okay. Assuming they are cooked properly and to perfection,
You
it's still
skewer them.
it's still snail. It doesn't look appetizing like a steak or fried chicken. It looks like a squidgy little slimy worm-ish thing with eye stalks. I don't trust anything with eye stalks right off the bat. Crabs, lobsters, whatever, and don't even
Eye
get me started.
stalks. Eye stalks are the eyes of a noble creature. Damn you!
No, no, they're weird. Anything that can look around a corner and at you at the same time. I'm gonna have some suspicions there. It's like, what are you looking at? But you owe somebody money? Someone tailing you? What's going on there?
Yeah, it's exactly something's tailing it, and it's slow because it's a snail. So it
And
needs to know.
I just, it doesn't look like anything I would want to eat. I'm not a fan of crustaceans, lobster, crab, clams, anything like that. Most seafood in general, to be honest.
Hmm.
And nowadays, the way they treat seafood as if it's like this ultra rare delicacy from far away, and blah blah blah. It used to be the food of the poorest of the poor, and now they're trying to foist it on us like it's banana split. Thank you, I will pass. You can have my fish. I'll wait till the next meal rolls around. And if it's also fish, I will be moving to another location. Now, don't get me wrong. I can eat some fish and chips, mostly because it comes with chips, and I can eat tuna every once in a while. Make a pretty mean tuna salad, but otherwise, it's not a steak. Steak is the apogee of human consumption.
Hmm.
Everything else is not a steak, and
Not a super steak fan. I like steak, but it's not. It's
or
not
prime
the.
rib, if you will.
Hmm.
Prime rib
Rib.
is.
Rib is good. I like
I've
rib.
only had it. I've probably had it less than 5 times in my life, and every time it was absolutely amazing.
I like loose, slow cooked rib.
And I
You
will
know,
be making baby back ribs for
baby
Mother's
back
Day.
ribs.
We're having a shit ton of Mexicans join us for dinner. So
You
I had
get
to
out
go
the
out.
slow cooker. You put in a rack of ribs that's cut. You gotta separate them so they're like one rib, and then another rib, and another rib.
I had to buy 8 racks of ribs.
Yeah, and then you
That's
put
not
in
happening.
some onion and some bell pepper.
I do the onion when I boil them before I cook them properly.
We don't boil. We put them, separate them, and put them directly into the slow cooker
Again, 8
around
racks.
noon.
I would need 4 slow cookers minimum.
I get a big one.
It, it's taking up a quarter of my refrigerator. There's no way. If I was cooking for just 2 or 3 people, I'd think about it, but
You said
that's
eight
not.
racks. That's only for one person.
It's 12 people.
Yeah, 8 racks, man. That's just me by myself.
I could do that when I do make ribs for just the actual family that lives here. I will make enough ribs for
Yeah.
for me to have ribs for many days to come.
Oh, what was that place called? We used to go to this all you can eat Asian buffet on my brother and I. We'd go on our birthdays because it was like half off or whatever.
Okay.
And before COVID, they closed down about a year before that. They got like raided or something. Health department.
Rated
Yeah, health department went in there. Said you're selling cat or something. I don't know.
people.
Yeah. So there was Soylent Green on the menu. Um, but they had the ribs, right? They had the ribs, and that you would go to pick one up out of the steamer tray, and the meat would fall off of it. They were so.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
That's the way it's supposed to be. And I would go in and practically just take the whole steamer tray and put it on my plate.
You've been here for an hour,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Probably three.
John Panetti.
Yeah. Um.
Sorry
Yeah.
about that. Wasn't quick enough on the mouse.
The mouse. The
And here
mouse.
we go again.
I'll mute you. If I have to mute you, you'll be muted. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
crazy people. It's Monday. It's like who's in that much
Hey,
time to get to work, right?
crafting gamer, how you
What's
doing?
up, TCG?
The link is in the chat somewhere. I gave it out there so Raven could join us because we're like all lethargic and shit. But
What are you talking about? I got a busy day.
yeah, but like you're not holding up my end of the conversation, bro.
Oh, mind you, I will probably go right back to bed after the show.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it off at the normal 1 o'clock.
That's fine. I
For
was hoping Hungar would join us, but apparently
yeah,
he's busy, getting busy. So
yeah.
good luck to you.
Way to go, Hungar.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's why I'm doing a Monday show instead of not doing a Monday show.
yeah.
Um, very annoys me a lot. But my schedule is different now. My work schedule changed, so it's Tuesdays and Thursdays are meetings,
Nicely done.
which I like. I like that they went back to that schedule because we started doing the the 12:30 to 1:30 before because I had the meeting in the morning on Mondays and it ended at 12:30, or was it 11:30 to 12:30? I can't remember. Whatever. And then we moved to 12 to 1 because it got moved there. I was like, ah, fuck, man. Just keep the schedule the same. But what you gonna do? 2 more years. 2 more years.
Till
I quit. Maybe sooner than that if I can manage it.
what are you gonna do after that?
But I do now, minus the meetings.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you do now?
Whatever I want.
Yeah.
Within reason. There's some things I'd love to do, but that's either physically or
Financially?
financially. Eh, well, more physically, like leave Earth and go to another planet, shit like that. That's
Yeah,
something.
I'd like to do that too.
But
Um,
until my starship rolls in, I'm going to be stuck here. Running a game shop, getting more games in,
yeah.
mentoring the local hooligans, get them to stop their wild and wicked ways and come play some games. Pop my
Yeah.
ears and browse the internet and essentially do whatever the hell I want at that point as well.
Yeah. That's pretty much.
Hopefully,
I
buy up lots of real estate, own the entire shopping mall or strip mall, and branch
Yeah.
out and do that sort of thing. And
You could probably buy a shopping mall for like $1.50.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it'll take like an entire wheelbarrow to carry the $1.50.
No, no, I'm pretty sure like $1.50 you could buy. You could buy like an abandoned mall.
Maybe Brian had a nice place picked out. I doubt it'll still be there and available. And if it is, God, what condition it will it be in? But
Yeah.
I want a place that's big enough to have a lot of in-store gaming, and all the merchandise will be behind glass. There will be no shoplifting, and to get in and out of the place, you'll have to be buzzed in, which will include, all the biometric and metal detectors, so that if they walk out with something,
That's absurd, man.
and then
You're
the
being
trap
too
the trap
paranoid
door
now.
the trap door will hit them, and they'll go down into the basement, and then I'll have a couple of mooks beat them with a sack of oranges until they cough it up, and then God knows what I'll do with them
Uh,
after.
there was one time at my game store when I was in high school when someone tried to shoplift something. It was like this 8-year-old kid came in and grabbed some like Eldar thing off the shelf, and you knew he had no idea what it was. The store clerk ran after him. Lance ran after him and said, "What the fuck, man? You don't even know what this is." Just, he brought it back, put it on the shelf, told the kid never to come in again.
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
Oh, at the very least, I would brand them
Yeah.
right on the forehead. Thief.
Yeah, that'd be fun, but I wouldn't actually do it if I were you.
Well, it depends. If a buck 50 would buy me an entire shopping mall, 80 cents ought to be enough to bribe the local federales.
Well, I say $1.50 because they're being abandoned left, right, and center.
Mhm. Speaking of
So,
Eldar, I came across this Eldar miniature I picked up a while ago that is pretty freaking rare. It's some Eldar character,
mm-hmm. Eldar. I like
and
some of their models. I'd never play them, but you know,
I always liked the aesthetics of them. Loved the Harlequins; those were just uh, hysterical in my opinion on a certain level. Not like orc funny, but the next level or two up.
yeah. Um,
And I'm only missing like two or three of all the Harlequin models ever put out up to a certain point. And they put out the new plastic ones, which to me have very little value. They don't stand the test of time.
I
Like
prefer as a model builder. I prefer the plastic, obviously, for
for
some
building,
reason. Yeah,
absolutely. There's more you can do with them. There's more modifications, but
they're just easier to assemble, even if you're not doing that.
sure, but for posterity's sake, and I find a lot of cases, depending on the company, the metal miniatures have better detail when it comes to faces.
Mm. They
But
can.
it depends on the company. I've seen some where I'm like, is there a face even there? I mean, I could see a nose, but
It depends on if it's lead or pewter.
right,
Oh,
lead is awful.
yeah.
I'm actually going to be showing off some lead minis from the '70s tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow I'll be showing off some old Gamma World minis that are super freaking rare and super expensive. And I want to paint them or at least primer them, and then part of me says they will then.
Primer them because lead oxidizes
Oh yeah,
in
lead rust
pits.
is
Yeah,
or lead rot. Excuse me,
yeah,
is
lead
is
rock.
a
Because
terrible
I
thing.
have chaos chariot of some kind in this milk crate in front of me, and it's got some lead rot that I have to like.
Fix.
Yeah, yeah, scrape it out because
Yep, yep.
and you got to fill it in with putty and then
Try to make it
sand,
look like
sand.
try to make it look like it's part of the model.
Yeah,
Reapply the wood grain or whatever texture it's supposed to have.
yeah.
But once those minis are painted, even primered, the value drops. More by more than 75%.
It depends on how good the paint job is. Because if it's a really good paint job, the value goes up instead of going down.
Unless it's got a famous name attached to it, it really doesn't. At least on eBay, and I'd be more inclined to just sell them as is. You know, make a grand on two box sets and call it a day. I know,
Yeah,
I know Jackie will never ever be able to appreciate it the way an old guy would, or someone who plays Gamma World, or
uh, I
any of
can
the
tell you that
other.
because I don't appreciate that stuff, and I'm in between him and you, right?
Right,
So
right. But for the people who are my age and older and that do collect it, they will pay a ridiculous amount of money. And I
that pool of people is shrinking. So if you're gonna sell quick.
sure. Unfortunately, right now is the buying season. If I do, I would rather I'd rather be able to put it in my store shelf. Go, ooh, look at this antique while it's on eBay. And if somebody
Hmm.
walks in, they want to buy it, I quickly take it off eBay. If someone wants to buy it, then I just ship it off. I expect most of my business sales wise to actually be through eBay when I have a shop. just because I
Yeah.
can promote the shop as well, and do
Yeah.
that sort of thing, and then do videos from the shop. It's like, hey, all kinds more content, and get local people to come in and show off game days and things like that, and have the parking lot sales and the hot dog vendors and all that good stuff, and
Yeah.
be sort of a part of whatever community I adopt and help it out. And
It's definitely a good thing to do, but I don't know the the weird the weird stuff Brian was saying to do with the like showgirls and stuff like that.
that's a little much if we're
Yeah.
catering to the youngest gamers out there, as well as the old grognards. Maybe have after hours events where that kind
Yeah.
of thing would be a thing. But I don't want it to be you know right under like a strip club in the eyes of the community. It's like, hey, what are you doing? Our
Yeah.
kids are coming here. There's condoms on the floor. No, nothing like that. You know what I mean?
Uh
I mean, if they're still in the package, I don't see what the problem is, but I can understand how some people would disapprove.
yeah. But if you get a strip mall, you could probably put a strip club in it.
Hmm. Hmm. Yep, I could.
Uh,
Not a big fan of alcohol, but you know,
yeah.
I have no problem diversifying and having different businesses running out of a location.
Uh,
There's a lot you could do that could be completely different. Especially
yeah.
if you have like a. I was thinking about running like a pawn shop. Those make a lot of money, and they're a great way to bring in merchandise for the store from a different angle.
Hmm. Yeah. Um. Well, you could definitely do like a laundry mat. Those things are.
Oh yeah, make the customers go there and wash their clothes before they come in. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, they're they're an investment because each one of those machines cost as much as a sports car. The laundry machines
Yeah,
are expensive because they're durable, right?
yeah,
Um, but like they'll eventually pay themselves off, and they're just idle capital at that point.
sure.
And they're disappearing, right? Like that's the thing. A lot of places used to have tons of laundry mats around, and
Uh-huh.
they're like businesses that seem to be fading, even though they're
Which
still
is funny
profitable.
considering the price of not only the price of, but the longevity of your average mid-grade washer and dryer. When we got the last one, they said 2 years. It won't work in 2 years. Like what?
Yeah, you can maintain them. Like that's the thing. Most people they don't work because they don't get maintained,
Sure.
and that's the thing on that. And like the maintenance is like a washer has to be cleaned, right? And most people
Yeah.
don't clean them.
Yeah.
Um,
And the dryer, you got to take care of the lint trap and things like
yeah.
that, which people,
And if you don't clean out the lint trap, it burns out the motor,
right, because all that has to go somewhere, and
and
God only knows where in the.
well, it's not even that. That's the part that's like sucking the air out and blowing the air in.
Right.
So if if you're not cleaning that out, there's more pressure being pulled on that area because it's clogged, right? So even if it doesn't go further into the machine, which that vent is the
And it
the
can cause
greatest
the,
area.
the internal
Yeah,
mechanisms and
it's
the
it's like it's
cushion
like
fans and belts to
it's
heat up.
it's like if you have a fan and you turn it on and then you hold it so it doesn't rotate.
Yeah, you could burn out the
Eventually,
motor.
well, I had that happen here once, and the cord caught on fire. Yeah, so
That's not good.
yeah, and that's like that's the bad end of not cleaning out a
Yeah,
motor.
if I lived like within a short distance of a laundromat, that's the way I would go. I just take my clothes to the laundry.
Well, that's like you can like the self serve function, and then you always have to have like the soap dispenser. That's an extra revenue thing.
Right.
And then you have like the drop off and clean service where they
Yeah,
just have like
the folding service or whatever they call it.
yeah
We used to have that at the laundromat we used to go to, where they would
yeah
do that. So we would do it ourselves.
yeah
The problem is the waste of time. That's really
yeah
all you're paying
or
for is the convenience of not having to get in the car and go back and forth. And what do you do when you're at the laundromat? If there's
yeah
nothing around or you're doing it late at night and there's nothing to do, you're wasting a lot of time. Here, I throw stuff in and it buzzes. I take care of it. It takes like 10 or 15 minutes to do that while you're doing
yeah.
other things.
Well, we have them. We have the apartment models in. I live in a building with a laundromat, right? And I still have my own washer and dryer in the unit because it's just like I don't want to be dealing with people, right?
Yeah, I had a
But
really bad experience with. I was living in an apartment. Actually, it wasn't even an apartment; it was a hotel. I was staying at a hotel for a bit, and I had put my clothes in the laundry, put it in the dryer, and I missed the shut off time to get my stuff out. So they locked the building. I couldn't get in to get my stuff. So I said, okay, fine. It opens back up at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I was there when they opened the door, and somehow everything was gone. I literally had one set of clothing to my in my possession that I was wearing, and everything I owned was gone.
yeah,
So
that's
I had to go
bogus.
shopping that morning for a whole new wardrobe, wearing my ratty sweats and t-shirt. It was a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Ah. Uh, it's not even like for us. It's not even that far because the like so we have on the this is a two-story apartment, right? On the ground floor is the kitchen. This is like a kitchenette dining area, then the living room, and then there's the front door, and then there's the staircase coming up to the bedrooms, right, and the bathroom. Um, and then through the kitchen, there's the door into the hallway, and it's like one unit over, then the lobby, and then the laundry mat is right there. It's like no, I'm still not walking that far.
The laundry room at the time was literally 25 yards tops away.
Yeah.
And I don't know how, I assume someone probably stole the stuff before they actually locked the doors. But I
Yeah.
mean,
If it
who
wasn't your
does that?
landlord,
Who the fuck does that? Steals
no.
other people's clothes. I mean, come on.
Oh,
You don't even know what you're getting. What are you casing the laundry room going, oh, Levi's or some shit like that? What the
yeah. Um, I hate the people like because they had the sign. They had the sign up there that says "Be considerate. Only use one unit at a time. Right, one washer and one dryer at a time." And it's like nobody really cares if you use two because there's eight of each, right?
hmm
But you'll get the one person that comes in there and uses all eight washers and then all eight dryers at the same time, and it's like how much fucking clothes do you have? First of all,
Well, not only that, but you can't wear eight units worth of laundry in one day.
yeah,
Well,
like
unless you're a woman.
well,
Um,
yeah, Raven. Why are you doing that?
uh,
I don't know, man. It's like okay, maybe you have like a bunch of kids or whatever, and
maybe,
but still, like how long are you leaving the laundry out for? Like,
but that's what you get for having more than one baby daddy.
Yeah, some of that going on. Fucking housing.
I,
Uh, but still, I would never. Hey, Baba, if the link isn't available for you up in the chat, let me know and I'll send it to you.
we can just throw it out there again, make it easy on them.
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
means I have to go over there and do that thing.
Oh my God, your poor wrist. Whatever shall you do?
My
Yeah.
hand was already on the mouse.
And end up like Omen with carpal tunnel or something.
No, I'm smart. I put my whole arm. I have one of those wood TV things. I have that sitting right by the arm of my chair. My mouse is on that, so my whole arm is on that. So I'm like this at all times. I'm not doing the this thing with the mouse or hanging off the desk doing this. I'm at
Gotcha.
this, so you don't get the carpal tunnel.
I actually had it, but I had the surgery not because of that, because I had
Yeah, you got it from doing this.
no, I have something in my arm a benign tumor, if you will, and they didn't want to do anything about that till they did the carpal tunnel, thinking that might fix everything, and of course it didn't, and it made my
Raven, why didn't you use the link earlier when I put it out there for you?
Because I needed to charge up my tablet. It was on 0, so I got it up to 14%.
Okay.
ooh.
14%.
So did you get enough sleep?
No, I was trying to stay up so I wouldn't miss Alien Girl 6 a.m. show, and I fell asleep somewhere around 5.
5.
Yeah.
Oh, I should
Most
mention
nights
I put another short story on my Bone Spears and Starship channel.
Oh, okay. We'll have to check that out. Hey, what's up, Bubba?
Hey, Bubba.
Stuff.
Having a bad hair day?
Huh? Oh. No. Same here.
You
Still
go
have-
fishing?
Not yet.
There aren't enough lures on that hat for it to be a fishing hat.
It's not a fishing hat.
Mm,
It's just my lazy dump hat. I wear it a lot because my wife hates them.
yeah, you look like you're auditioning for Jamiroquai.
Jamiroquai.
You know?
Yeah, from here you kind of got that Father Mulcahy look going on too. There you
As
go.
long as you be all right.
He was actually my favorite character in MASH.
MASH.
Yeah, he did wear a bucket hat, didn't he? MASH is a really old show, Justin.
Yeah, I know.
It was probably the best drama on for years, though.
It really was.
I loved
Maybe.
I even as a kid, for some weird reason, probably because I was a kid, a teenager, or whatever. I was amazed at how, sex was such a huge thing, even though they had to kind of tone it down compared to the movie. But it was just like those guys were just, horn dogs. Even the women.
I get weirded out when people see inside my closet.
Oh,
Well,
you're
it's
weirded
good
out
to know
because
you've come out.
you got someone hanging, but on a door behind you.
Oh, that's why I keep my extra shirts. What I plan to wear in the next couple days, I hang up so I can get to them lately.
Yeah.
From here, mind you, I've got a lot of glare. It literally looks like someone's hanging. You can see like the shirt and the pants and the hat, like their heads like, hanging down.
Oh, that's not
It literally
fair.
looks like you got some dead guy hanging in your.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It looks like it because the color break.
It's like a little skirt, little yellow skirt. My shirts.
It looks like a pair of pants.
Yeah, I keep my personal hamper in here, the laundry hamper.
Yeah.
That's why you always see me wearing like the same shirt for a couple of days in a row.
Well, this is my
Just
this is my
grab
sleep shirt. These the stuff the sleeves
Well-
cut off. That stuff I wear around the house. You know.
Well, that's what I usually do. I just grab
What's a
whatever's in
hamper?
the-
What's a hamper?
Dirty laundry basket.
It's what
Oh,
sterilized.
you mean the washing machine?
No.
Washing
I got the
machine. You
basket.
said it wrong.
Yeah.
It's
Washing
washing.
machine. Sorry. Yeah, as soon
Washing
as I strip down, I just toss it immediately in the washing machine. Sort of claim it. It's like, okay, if you're gonna use this machine, you better be washing dark colors, or I will come in and there will be hell to pay.
and
Separate your colors and you segregate your laundry. What kind of monster are you?
I only have black. Everything I own is black, white. Not, I have like one white
that
shirt.
way. I used to
Everything.
everything he owns is black or Irish.
Dang. Get to work.
No. I learned a long time ago.
The canal built, for God's sake.
I learned a long time ago how to take care of my clothes when washing it. From the all laundry soap commercial. In the commercial it told you what temperature the water should be for all your stuff. And after a couple of mix-ups with bleach and clothes and mixing the wrong colors, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna buy everything black, no hot water, don't have to buy bleach.
Yeah, I wore.
I was helping out the environment before I knew there was an environment.
Yeah, I wore all black for years because it's easy to match if it's all the same color.
Yep. If I ever go blind, I won't have to worry about having somebody dress me. This is a shirt, okay, it's gonna match whatever pants I pick.
Yeah, I have a soft spot for my button-up Hawaiian shirts and retro bowling shirts, though. So I have
all my Hawaiian shirts are mostly dark. Although I used to have this, oh my God, I used to have this great red, white, and black Hawaiian shirt, Justin. You would have loved it. I was in this fraternity in college, and we were having this party, and one day, one of the guys, he's up on the balcony, not the balcony, but the second level, on the landing of the stairs, and he just takes this big old box and he just dumps it. And out come like several hundred Hawaiian shirts, and we all just dove in, and I was like, there's one I can actually tolerate. And I had that for years. I don't know whatever happened to it.
The louder, the better.
Yeah, it was pretty loud. It was.
I got seasonal button-up shirts now. I've gotten old. I've just kind of accumulated them. But I like the 50s bowling shirts. That's my default. But then I got all these loud-ass, ugly shirts.
It's funny. When I was in that fraternity, I was 19, right? And we had this beer drinking contest for the fraternity. And I made the front page of the paper, and they actually quoted me in the paper. But I was 19 at the time, which is way below the drinking age at the time. And it was pretty funny because we taste tested the worst, or the cheapest beers, like blue and white label with beer on it, all that stuff. And I still have at least one copy of that newspaper.
Order.
Yeah, good times. It's a wonder we got anything done from all the partying we did. It was.
Yeah.
Huh? Must have closed the wrong side.
What?
Stay in school, kids.
No, I'm combining all my old school Essentials games into one combined Roll20. So,
yeah, not a fan of Roll20.
Well, there's not a lot of other options. So,
pen and paper.
Yeah.
I don't have a table game.
Buy stamps.
By stamps.
I used to play by post back in the day. I played by post with people up in the back of Dragon Magazine.
Yeah, you were talking about that the other day. That blows me away. I always wanted to do some of those, but I could just never, bring myself to do all the things, and actually pick one, because back in the day there were scores of them. But I am developing a game for the group that I'm playing with on Sundays, where it's going to be kind of like the same sort of mechanics of a play-by-mail game. You tell me what you do, and then I collate it and compare it to what everybody else does. Because
like
it's going to be
like a Braunstein mud. You did a Braunstein mud, like the mud boards where you would do your posts for your army attacks.
Right.
You were doing it for a fantasy game. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be the God Wars that I've been talking about for the last year. Thanks, Dean. And the players will be a deity, and they'll be trying to raise their minions and kill each other off. But I'm going to make it so nobody knows who each other is, so that there won't be any like hard feelings or alliances without the due process done, so they don't know who they're talking to. I'll be like the go-betweens, like, okay, you want to make an alliance with so and so, put it out there just between the two of them, see what happens.
I don't know why we're gonna play. We already know I'm gonna win.
Thank you
I don't know. I could see Omen doing really well. I could see Grim being easily picked out as who or what deity he's playing, so that won't go well for him. And Armstrong might surprise us.
They're
But
already
I
dead.
may also invite other people that you don't know into the mix, just to.
You know I'm gonna win.
Well, I'm going to play the goddess, and so I'm going to rule over all of you.
Yeah, it's possible. I'm going to make it simple enough so that you've only got a couple actions a week to do your stuff, and at the end of the week, I'll let everybody know what transpires and see how it goes.
I summon followers.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've already got about 20 actions that a deity can perform, including create magic items and create places of power, build temples, go to war, all the things you'd expect. And, with only, I'm going to say between 3 and 7 actions a week that you can do.
there's no
Fun time.
What, Raven?
no interaction between the players.
Yes, you can, send a message to me, and then I'll send it to the other person so that they won't know who it's from. I'm sure some people may be able to guess what it is, depending on how and what your writing style is.
Double blind. I've played a lot of war games double blind. It's kind of fun.
So I ran two God Wars with everybody at the table, and it was fun, but everybody knew each other, so there was a lot of joking and a lot of other things going on at the time, but it wasn't perfect.
Nothing ever was.
Right. It was still pretty fun. It was still.
That looks like orange cola there, Bubba.
Yeah. Yep. My one cane sugar soda for the day. No corn syrup. Boiling. You ever have boiling soda?
No, never even heard of it.
They're in New York brand. I'm turning into like a weirdo when it comes to gourmet sodas, man. It's so weird.
We have this place. I forget what it's called. It's like Rocket Soda or something like that. I went in there. You've heard of it? And I went in there. I think it was with Jackie, and it was a neat little shop with just nothing but soda and candy, and cool decorations and posters and things like that. I'm pretty sure they were all
Rocket Fizz. They make Rocket Fizz, don't they? Their soda brand called Rocket Fizz soda.
I think that might be it. And
they got a blueberry or a what's it? Elderberry soda that glows under black light.
That can't be good for you.
Oh.
I have some paint that does that, and I'm certainly not going to drink that again.
Well, there are other things that glow on the darker sides, like poisonous chemicals.
Yeah, not necessarily toxic either.
But
it's not radium.
It's like an interesting business venture that can't be too stressful if you've got the right music playing and folks come in just to get their sugar high, and then
when I was looking at maybe doing a hobby shop, like every guy goes through that. Every gamer goes through it. Let's do the hobby shop. I was going to do nothing but the cane sugar sodas in every weirdo flavor. And And there's like 3 or 4 New York bottling
Good for you,
companies
TCG.
that rebrand in your name. So you can put your corporate ID on there and have your own flavor sodas for advertising.
Yeah, I'm more likely to start drinking coffee than soda.
Yeah.
After almost 10 years of neither, you smelling the coffee brewing somewhere, it's just like, oh, you're killing me. Someone pops open a soda, I don't give a shit.
That's my one vice I got now. Like I said, I have 1 cane sugar soda a day, and I don't have any cravings for any other sweets. And it's not.
Yeah. I cut it out as well, just before I lost this fucking tooth.
And then it rebelled against you. It was the sugar that was keeping
Your
it
sweet
alive.
tooth committed suicide.
Yeah. It does feel like that. It feels like the sugar was keeping it alive.
Molecularly bonding to it, holding it in place. Whoa! Just keep the soda for the sugar flow, and we'll keep it together.
Yeah.
And then it just jumps out, commits suicide, just launches itself into the sink, and down it goes.
Yeah, I've just been drinking water. A lot of fucking water. Damn Shadow telling me to drink water.
Hey, you know what?
But I guess this guy's been around for 90,000 years, so he's doing something
I'm telling
wrong.
you,
I go through about 6 of these a day in water.
Yeah,
and where I'm on Jardiance, where it pulls sugar directly out of your system. I didn't even leave ketosis when I was on carnivore, drinking 1 soda a day, because it pulls natural sugars out of your body so fast. I just piss it out.
I have to have my 3 Mountain Dew today.
Yeah, I miss Mountain Dew.
I was drinking like 3 liters a day before that.
Oh my god, it's crazy.
That's where I was at roughly when I was right before I quit. Between that, it was like minimum 2 liters of soda and diet soda, of course, and a blender of mocha fraps or a couple of hot coffees a day. And
so I priced it out, and the cheapest way to get pop here was to go. The dollar store had 1 liter bottles for like a buck.
Yeah.
Right. Because like the 2 liter bottles is like $4 here, grocery store. And unless they have the 6-pack of the 710 milliliter bottles, which is a little less than a liter, obviously, it's not cheaper. So I get the 15. I go in and get the whole shipping crate for the 1 liter bottles. I get 3 of them a month, and probably it wouldn't last a month.
Yeah. You used to be able to get a 12-pack of cans of the Code Red, which is my favorite Mountain Dew. $4, like at the Dollar General or whatever. Now that same thing is $8.
That's pushing 10 here, and that's before COVID.
Yeah, I'm really picky about my sodas. If you like Mountain Dew, Raven, have you ever tried Ski?
No.
It's made in East Tennessee, the same place where Mountain Dew was original. And it's an orange lime soda.
Oh.
It's better than Mountain Dew.
Ruby Red Squirt, man. Ruby Red Squirt was my favorite.
Not Squirt. We're not surprised.
But then I found out with if you look at the ingredients on sodas, anything that has brominated vegetable oil, stay away from that shit. That is death.
Yeah, that's the reason I only drink cane sugar sodas. They're more natural.
Well, things like your fruit sodas, your Crush, your
Orange Crush,
the fruit punch,
in your glass bottle.
There.
Hey.
What's happening, man?
Hi.
I was having a lovely nap, and then I woke up and saw that Justin had messaged me and saw you guys were still on. So I said, fuck it, I'll go say hi.
Yeah.
Hello.
So,
Now that I've done that, bye. No, just kidding.
I'm okay with that, man. I was gonna wrap up.
Well, I don't
but-
give a shit, dude. I just came by to say hi. You can wrap up. Don't stay on for
No. I'll stay on. We gotta follow.
Does Canada have any like local cane sugar sodas by region?
I have no idea, man. Probably.
I've drank so many of these cane sugar sodas over the year. I seek them out. Except there's this whole series called Grandpa Fixins or something like that, and they make the most insane flavors. They're like the craft beer version in the cane sugar market with like mashed potato and corn flavor or buffalo chicken flavored soda.
I would avoid that like the plague.
Wow.
I'm always envious of you guys in the States. I don't know if you ever know. I don't know if you've ever gone shopping in the States, Justin. But you drink
I have.
sugar. Like you don't. You're not diabetic, right? So you drink the sugar.
Mhm.
I'm diabetic. I drink diet. And like one of my aunts, she's a boomer. She's one of those like overpopulationists. She read the population bomb when I was younger, and she subscribes to all that bullshit. And she's like, you can't drink that aspartame. It's really bad for you. I'm like, listen, regardless whether it's good or bad for me, the amount I drink doesn't count because by drinking this, it prevents me from craving the other stuff. It lets me feel normal. It lets me feel like a normal person because I get to have a glass of Diet Pepsi or whatever the case may be, right? Okay. The problem is the choice we have in Canada is super limited. And during COVID, it was even worse. Like most of them vanished off the shelves, the diet flavors. They just, all you could get was sugar and non-sugar, and that was it. Coke Zero, that was it. Now it's coming back. When I go across the border into Plattsburgh, or even down to Burlington, and I go to a grocery store down there, Jesus Christ, you guys have like 30 and 40 varieties of diet soda that we don't get in Canada.
Yeah, and that's just a regular corporate store. You haven't gone to one of the specialty soda shops where all they do is crazy sodas. I go to a place in Cincinnati called Jungle Gems. It's a 32-acre international market.
That doesn't sound like a gay bar.
You'd know.
You would. Yeah.
Just saying,
you beat
man,
me to the
wow.
punch. It's my joke. Let me
But
have it.
they have an international section, so I get my international food. We go up there for this tofu noodle shit the wife likes. But they have like hot sauce in a soda section as big as some like convenience stores. I mean, it's just huge. Like a whole wall of crazy ass soda. Love it.
So whenever I'm feeling something sweet, I this crap.
What is that?
It's aspartame with flavoring.
Yeah, I don't touch that.
You throw it in your water?
Yeah,
Entertain?
you just squirt it into your cup and turns it
touching that
fancy
one.
colors.
But you want to take that one?
Pour it in there. It'll be fine.
Yep.
I can't stand the taste of that aspartame. I can't drink diet soda. Ugh.
It's just a little. It's got like a little bit of a chlorine sweet too.
The aftertaste kills me.
Yeah, that's it exactly.
I don't know. I never noticed that with Diet Cherry Pepsi. That was my go-to, even though I own stock in Coke. It's like, hey, your product sucks, but you're still making money, so I'll hang on to it.
Yeah, I cut out my Mexican Coke recently. I quit drinking it.
Well, they stopped using cane sugar in it.
Yeah, I heard. So the reason I quit. Plus,
You can tarnish off silverware using a can of Coca-Cola. That's when I stopped drinking.
LA1 put out a limited edition cola called Roxa-Cola. I love it.
Never heard of it.
Bottle. I still drink the shit out of it. One of them.
So I won't touch sugar, even if I wasn't diabetic. I still wouldn't touch the sugary stuff anymore because of I've watched and did enough research on the high fructose corn syrup to know like that way it leads death, right? Like it's going to kill us all.
Yes.
But with the aspartame, people are like, "Oh, you can't have that aspartame; it's bad for you." I said, "You know what? Maybe you're right. I'm going to do what I always do. So I'm going to do research. I'm going to go and research everything I can." And I'm telling you, I went from everywhere from aspartame is perfectly safe to woo-woo crazy, it's altering your DNA sites. And then I went to the Canadian Diabetes Association, which unlike the American one isn't a for-profit group. It's actually like it works off charitable donation and government money to survive. It's not trying to make a buck off of us. We don't pay to be a member of it. We just get to be a member of it because we're diabetic. And they did a study over the course of a year And they came back and they said, we wanted to study this because we had heard so much stuff and we wanted to make sure that we weren't recommending to our members things that were bad for them. And here's our final analysis of all the science. Yes, aspartame can be bad for you. If you drink the equivalent of 2 liters of Coke Zero a day, 5 days a week for 10 years, but anything is bad for you at that level. If you're having a rational, normal consumption of this stuff, it will have no demonstrable adverse effects on you. And I left it at there. I went, okay, I'm good. And still to this day, between that and the anti-margarine people and the anti-this people, I don't know what to do anymore. Like, I'm just eating whole foods and whatever tastes good at this point because I can't keep up.
I'm anti-margarine, but that's only because it tastes nasty.
Well, butter tastes amazing.
Yeah, and it's mostly vegetable oil.
I only drink grass-fed butter. So
You're a hipster. We don't care.
Yeah, I'm one of those people who's really picky about what I put into my body. You know?
When are you moving to Austin?
Come on. Actually, I prefer the eastern Pine Barrens of Texas. That part that borders Louisiana.
I'm sorry. That's in the woods level inside baseball American knowledge I don't have. Sorry.
I'm one of those big moderation guys, but I've always had the ability to go, I'm done doing this and just stop. So I don't understand addiction. People who are addicted to this or that, I just don't get it because anything I'm like, all right, I need to stop this. I immediately just cold turkey it. It's never been a problem.
I'm the same way, Bubba, except with smoking. That's going to be a tough.
I mean, I used to be an alcoholic. So, but my sweet tooth is the one thing that's really dragged on forever. And then I just started being more picky. And like I said, 1 cane sugar a day. And the stupid Jardians I take sucks that sugar right out. I quit eating anything with high fructose corn syrup, bio trash, any of that stuff. And other stuff, natural sugars taste better, and they satisfy my cravings immediately, and I don't want any more. That meal there, leftovers, and dinner. That's it. That's all I'm going to eat today. And we have 1 soda, and I'm going to drink about 5 of these. Water. And it's doing pretty good for me.
I'm going to finish off that pizza.
Pounds.
Did you say you're going to shotgun a pizza?
I'm going to finish off that pizza I ordered.
Finish off that pizza.
We've got rid of carbs, but I dream about pizza.
Yeah. Now I have shotgunned a pizza before.
Wow.
Yeah, I have that problem too. I never had a sweet tooth. I'm not into sugars or anything like that. But fuck, I love me some carbs.
Yeah.
Oh, I love me some carbs.
Well, your body's designed to love them, so.
Yeah.
Like pizza. Like I'll treat myself once a week. I'll have some pizza. You know what I mean? Once a week. It's a treat. It's a weekend thing. I'm good for that. I can't be having it every day. Clearly, that would kill me. And it's okay. And if
it hasn't killed me.
Yeah. You're not my age.
These guys can tell you. I order pizza.
Get back to us in 10 years, and you know
he's not going to be alive in 10 years the way he eats.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my
sometime in the next 4 to 5 years, I'm going to look like Pizza the Hut.
Oh, I miss it. I worked in a pizza place for so many years, and I can destroy an 18-inch pizza by myself. And yeah, I literally dream about pizza now. I just can't have it because the wife's got no willpower. I can look at I'm going to have 3 slices and I'm done. My wife has 0 willpower. If it's in the house, she will stack on it. She can't stop herself. She wouldn't even know it's in her hand. It's just
these fuckers used to be to get like the provolone, and it was just a normal pizza topping, right? And they made it a premium pizza topping.
They made Provi a premium pizza topping.
Yeah, so you gotta pay like twice as much for it. I was like, so instead of ordering the provolone, I just got like bacon or something.
The provolone, you're talking about Domino's at that point, making
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was Domino's.
Why are you not getting local pizza that's at least made of better quality food, dude?
I don't know. I got a Domino's addiction.
No, you know what? It's fair because I don't know what you guys are doing in the States, but like I can feed. Like the day I moved into this apartment, the new place, right back in October, I could have fed everybody with 2 large pizzas from Domino's for like $30 or something like that. We ordered 1 large specialty house pizza from a local area pizzeria that my friend recommended. And after tip and everything, it was $45 for 1 fucking pizza. You know,
Yeah.
like the world's gone crazy. Like it's
Cost and
insane.
inflation, because I think
Inflation plus COVID, Jack.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody last night about that. It's almost at the point I went to like normally I shop at Walmart to get all my foods, but I went into an
Me too.
Yeah.
Albertsons, and I'm like, how can anybody afford this? Literally everything in the store is $2 more
Yeah.
across the board on every single item, even a candy bar. You know, everything is $2 more. And
Okay,
So
go ahead, Justin. It's your show.
let me finish the story that I was talking. So instead of getting my provolone, I ordered a bunch of forks that were free and a bunch of chili peppers that were free, and I refilled my chili pepper container. I got a bunch of forks. I even told the delivery guy just out of spite, just out of fucking spite, I ordered a bunch of free
What
shit.
the hell's wrong with you? So we have the most expensive. There's two chains here, and you have them from Ontario too. I think you've got the one from Quebec now too. There's one called Metro, and there's one called IGA. They are hands down the most expensive grocery stores I've ever seen in my life. And for some reason, they're in rich neighborhoods, but they're the only options in a lot of the poor neighborhoods in Montreal. Like you have to go out of the neighborhood to get one of the discount places. Then the next level down from that, we have one called Maxi, which is pretty decent. And then there's Super C, which can be very good. But the thing about them is they only carry the most popular version of anything. So if it's a soda, there's going to be only 2 choices, not 4 or 10, right? But you save a lot of money. Walmart, when I do my groceries from Walmart, I still save $50 on top of the cheap places, and I get everything I want, and all the choice and all the variety is there. If all these rich fucking idiots that were supporting the people can drop $700 on a dinner out and not think about it when they're paying the bill. If they would stop supporting the big expensive stores, all those prices would come down. Food would become affordable again, because all these markup grocery stores, like they tried during COVID. The prime minister, now I'll give him his credit on this, he's an idiot, but he tried. He said, we're going to have a meeting and have a conversation because I'm tired of seeing the grocery stores jacking prices so much at this point in time. And the grocery stores said, oh, no, this Federation of Grocers, they were like, no, it's not us. It's the distributors that are costing us so much. We have to put those markups. The distributors were on them like stink on shit. They're like, fuck you. We'll release the numbers and show what you're paying for stuff. You're lying. Like they were just like, you're fucking lying. And it's true, because all those rich grocery stores own the cheap ones. That's the thing. Like, Super C is owned by Metro. Maxi is owned by Loblaws from Ontario, basically. Like, these guys are just scum.
I think that's just a rebrand. I think it's No Frills here.
No Frills.
I don't know.
It's not like No Frills. No, Maxi. I'm trying to think. There's nothing in Ontario that reminds me of Maxi. No Frills is like Super C here.
Okay.
And the bigger, the more expensive chains refuse to sell anything even remotely close to a generic item. And we buy
a house brand here in Canada. They usually have a house brand that's their own house mark.
Yeah,
Everybody's
No Frills has the. I was telling these guys about the what's it? The yellow box. With
No name brand.
No name.
And which one in Ontario carries Our Compliments, and which one carries Irresistible?
I have no idea.
Because that's how you can tell who owns them, right? Because those are the house brands of the bigger guys. We used to have a family-run business in Montreal. It was around for decades called Steinberg's. They had the best house brands I ever saw in my life, because old man Steinberg's rule was, if it's going to have my name on it, it better be goddamn good. But he was cheap. You could afford to go buy groceries there. When he died, he also had a place called Sam's Club up there. No, not Sam's Club. Price Club. And when he died, his daughters got into a fight over the empire. They wound up splitting the company into pieces and selling it off. So they sold off all the Steinberg's grocery stores to the competitors, and they sold Price Club to Costco. So we lost Price Club in Canada. We wound up picking up Costco locations instead. Not sure we won that equation, to be quite honest. But that's the thing. So any good option we have here dies, and we're stuck paying to these cunts. It's the same thing with our phone service. It's the same thing with our internet service. You guys don't want to know how much we pay for our cell phones or how much we pay for our home internet. It'll make you vomit. Like, I've told some Americans, and they're like, how much are you paying a month? And it's like, what do you get for that? And then I tell them, like, why? And then if you go to Europe and you tell them how much we pay, they're like, what's wrong with you? Why haven't you burned your country to the ground yet?
My personal cell phone line is $30 a month, but it's basic, like very basic.
Mm-hmm.
And then the corporate one, that was probably like
Yeah.
200 a
My-
month or something like
yeah,
that.
my
But I have
basic one
global
is-
coverage.
My basic one is $100 for my plan plus the $100 to pay off my new phone, and I get 20 gigabytes a month for that for data.
Yeah.
That's it.
We
Yeah.
pay
You know what I
100
mean?
We're vast. We're quickly approaching a point where a lot of people are not going to be able to afford to buy food. Even the people making $20 an hour minimum wage, it's not going to be sustainable.
You say that like it's a plan or something. Like
Yeah,
some
it's
people
plan.
decided there was a way to break our independence somehow.
Well, you know those two guys that were arguing about the population. The guy that wrote the population bomb, and he had a retort partner that he was arguing with. Can't remember what his book was called, but like the population bomb guy and the other guy were like two sides of the immigration and breeding question. Their arguments were all like, you got to stop with the immigration, or the other one is you got to stop breeding. They both got what they wanted, just not the ways they thought. But the reason why their equation didn't work was because of the industrialized farming, right? Like we were still doing bare subsistence farming, and when it moved over to like agricultural equipment, like the tractors were being developed and stuff like that, right? And new pesticides and whatnot were coming out. That radically increased the food that was available to the world. That made their thesis absolute bullshit, and it was known it was going to happen when they started their little argument. But
Well, listen, I can understand, mid to late era boomers believing this stuff because they were the first real generation of absolute no faith in the government in the 20th century. They were the ones that were just like completely against everything the government did. So they were primed to be programmed to believe anything traditional or anything that was organized and industrial was bad and negative and all that good stuff, which is great.
yeah.
But it's the fact that they have this inability to look at the facts when the facts are laid out in front of them and reprocess their idea that is a real problem for me. And it drives
That's
me
by
nuts.
design,
What do you mean?
They were trained not to take in new information.
I can see that.
The hurts.
Anything's possible.
Yeah. Weird people. The thing I can't stand is the boomers that are like 14 years old, because that's a phenomenon, right? There's just people in every generation that have that unconditional boomer mentality.
Which is
The me, everything is a conspiracy. You know what a boomer is, right? Like I've told this story. I was at the model show, right? The one I used to go to with my grandpa, the Ontario Model Soldier Society, and this one guy was like, I just came back from Europe. I was like, oh, that's nice. And he's like, yeah, I got a reverse mortgage. And I looked at him blankly, and it's like, are your parents dead? I was like, yeah. Did they leave you their house when they died? Yeah. Do you have kids? Yeah. You gave their inheritance to the bank. You know that, right?
Yeah, people don't understand how
And
generations.
his face just went blank. So,
Yeah, listen, we're screwed. Look, we're on the verge of a paradigm shift, and I'm very. There's a part of me that hopes I live long enough to see how this is going to turn out,
yeah.
and there's a part of me that hopes I don't. You know what I mean? Like it's fucked up.
Yeah.
So either way, it's a case of be careful what you wish for.
No
Yeah.
shit.
God. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, now we
Yeah.
got Bill Gates is the largest landowner. He's bought up the majority of the available farmland here in the United States.
Oh, China's
Yeah.
buying that up.
Yeah.
Like it's a race between Bill Gates and China to see who can buy all the farmland.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to probably see states ban foreign purchase of the state level land, and then you're going to see a state versus another state versus federal argument. The feds arguing for internationalists to buy land
Yeah.
versus a state saying we determine under the 9th and 10th Amendment what happens in our states. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
We have
Currently, that would go in the state's favor. Another 10 years, I don't. It'd go probably
Well,
back.
here's
to
the thing. A lot of people don't like to agree with me on this one, but I honestly do feel like you guys are on the verge of a big fucking breakup in your country. And what people don't understand is like people they go, you know what, the Chinese are buying all the property and this is buying on these corporations. And I'm like, yeah, you think anybody's gonna give a fuck about international trade laws or corporate contracts when the bullets start flying and people start taking back their fucking territory? You think they're gonna give two flying fucks
Yeah.
about what China owns in America at that point in time? No.
We'll just take it all back and
We're just going to take it all back. Americans are really good at doing shit like that. When you guys get pushed to the wall, you guys do a real good job of going, fuck that. You know?
Guys just told the Chinese government that they had to force one of their companies to sell
TikTok.
It's like,
But there's a different reason for that too, though. There's the one thing is to sell because they're worried about the Chinese thing. Also, TikTok has become the only place where you can post anything without corporate control over it, right?
yeah,
So a lot
our
of
government control.
without government control, exactly. So a lot of these alternate news sites, conspiracy theory guys, what have you, are posting a lot of shit on TikTok.
Well, you got just like news outlets posting things, like just normal news outlets posting things about the Middle East that they don't want you to know, right? So
When was the last time you saw a news report about the Ukraine?
yeah,
I haven't seen one in a while.
I follow it on Telegram, so
yeah.
Telegram's the other one they're going to come after. Watch.
I actually heard something yesterday that they're predicting a complete and utter collapse of the Ukraine in about 2 weeks.
It better happen, and you guys better stay out of it.
The last 72 hours, the front's been collapsing, and they're setting.
Yeah, we're not going to stay out of it.
Offensive.
We're gonna keep funneling.
No, money is one thing. Funnel all the goddamn money you want. Who gives a shit? It's when you guys put fucking boots on the ground, the Russians are going to take it to the next level. Because you guys, no offense, your military plays checkers and the Russians play chess. You guys play the storm the board, and you guys haven't been since World War II. Because since World War II, America has not been challenged by a premier military like they were fighting against Nazis and what have you. Right. Except in Korea, that one moment when the Chinese came in and kicked your asses all the way back down to the southern part of the peninsula.
Bear,
right?
we're not even playing checkers. We're playing tic-tac-toe with a broken pencil.
It's not even
pencil.
It's not even tic-tac-toe. It's Minesweeper, and the first move you hit was the bomb, and you're still trying to play.
Yeah. The Russians are not the Iraq Republican Guard. They're not Iran. They're not, you know what I mean? They're fucking Russia. You know?
Yeah. And they're not even slave Russia like they were.
They're going to take us to task, and it's going to be devastating.
And then the problem is, it's the kind of devastation we lived through in the Cold War, fearing that they could bring. You know what I mean? And Putin's made it clear. Put NATO boots on the ground, start fighting us with that, and we're nuking you. And that's it. End of story. His exact word was, in a world, why would I care about a world that doesn't have Russia in it?
The French have sent 100 soldiers to Ukraine. Like this.
Who did? The French. Yeah, the French are really being stupid, but then again, they're the French.
Well, the French got kicked out of Africa, and all those African nations that were under their thumb have all gone pro-Russia.
Yep.
Well, what you know what was happening in Africa? They were like, we need to bring Western morality to your country. So you're not.
Now is faggotry.
Yeah. So you're not allowed to hang the local rapists, right? You have to let them just keep running around the streets raping at will, and that happens several times in Africa, in French-controlled countries.
And it's already rapey enough over there, but they're really doubling down on it.
Yeah, and like you're preventing law from being established in countries because of your moral ethic. It's like, why do you think they want you gone?
Anyway, it's a mess and it's getting uglier. So that's why I say part of me wants to see how it's going to play out, and another part of me doesn't want to see how it's going to play out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I feel the same way, Bear. I'm just a little more vocal about it than you are most times.
The moment you'll know for certain is when the Russians take the eastern Ukraine back. When they get to the river, when they get to the traditional boundaries of Russia versus what used to be Poland.
Yeah.
Then you're going to know exactly if they're going to nuke each other. Right?
Yeah, I've been saying this ever since the war started. Like after we started sending them money, it's like, no, take the whole thing. They should take the whole fucking thing.
They've invested enough blood.
3 days was enough. 3 days was enough.
They've invested enough blood and treasure. They should take on Ukraine, and they'd be justified in doing so.
Look who's here.
And here's going to be the fact. Yep. No one wants the people on that side of the river to Poland. No one fucking wants them. All right? The UN doesn't want them, and the Russians don't want them.
Yeah.
So that will become your new DMZ.
Yeah.
It will be a terrible place to live.
Well, listen, okay, let's be honest. Sorry, Mr. Rants. Let's be honest. Nothing would benefit this planet more than a new Cold War. A new Cold War would be a great fucking thing because the Cold War was pretty good for most first world nations.
For me.
For the most part, I'm sorry, look, I'm not going to sit here and worry about people's lives in fucking bumfuck, Africa. That's their business to worry about. I got to worry about my fucking life. And the Cold War was good for my people. It was good for my country.
This new multipolar situation should work out great for individual nations.
Yes, it should.
But the problem
is the
people in charge are nationalists, and they don't want that to happen. The problem is we've been fucking each other so much that we've destroyed our relationship with the Germans. So the Germans and the Europeans might turn their back on America. And it's about time. We blew up Nord Stream, and they know it. Everybody knows it.
Oh, everybody knows we blew up. Everybody knows you blew up Nord Stream, not us.
You don't think the Canadians helped?
I don't think we did much on that one.
Backwards, grabbed his ankle.
I don't think we have a navy to help with.
We do have a navy, and it's a damn good one.
Shut up! Don't talk.
Oh, sorry. We don't have a navy. We have a couple of fishing boats, a couple of newfies with fishing nets and 22 long rifles.
Big ass dogs.
What was that? Big what?
Big ass dogs.
Yeah, we got the don't fight our dogs.
Yeah.
and our cavalry has some of the finest quarter horses you've ever seen. Trust me.
Yeah. China is going to make the same moves Imperial Japan did in the early 20th century. They're already doing it, and they've just dropped their 4th aircraft carrier this year. 4.
Yeah, but their aircraft carriers don't work. Half their planes can't land on them. Their planes are for shit. Their weapon systems, because they were all made in China.
They have numbers, and they won't be fighting us, who are. The American Navy is probably not prepared to fight another major engagement, but they're going to be fighting places like the Philippines.
Also, they don't
in South Vietnam. That's who they're going to be fucking.
They don't need to launch airplanes off their aircraft carriers.
Well, they're like
carriers. Drone launchers now.
Right. They're like carriers carry 1,200 drones.
Yeah, you're going to launch your 12 fighter planes, and they're going to launch 12,000 drones at them.
Right, and they have Russian electronic warfare backing them up, which, by the way, is the best in the world right now. So what we discovered.
Also, they have like long-range missile. You don't need to bring a plane to drop a bomb on somebody when you have like long-range missile.
Yeah, and that's the point I was getting at a few months back with the Nerd's Nerd was the aircraft carrier is fast becoming an obsolete thing.
Yep.
Right?
It's a matter of force projection.
It's not only an obsolete thing; it's becoming like a huge casualty because now you have like thousands of people on there,
and then
you can like drop them with one like fucking missile and all that they cannot defend against.
One fucking drone.
So they did an analysis of the.
So they did the always like escorted. So
now drone, I just want to say my opinion is not my opinion. It comes from the U.S. Navy Times.
Mm-hmm. Okay. They did a fucking analysis of their best intelligence on the current Chinese Navy that they're building up in the China Sea versus the American Pacific Fleet. They figure the fight for Taiwan, unless the Chinese went crazy and started like launching nukes, would last a couple of days, and most of the Chinese Navy would be at the fucking bottom of the China Sea. They are not good material. The Chinese don't make good anything. They make a lot of it, and they think that number is going to help them, which is what the Japanese did at the end of the war. Remember that? They were just throwing planes at people, and they think that system's going to work. You guys have one thing you are the absolute fucking masters of: naval warfare and air superiority. You guys are fucking, like, no one on this planet, other than maybe the Russians, can challenge you in those fields. The Chinese sure as shit can't. But when it comes to boots on the ground, no one fucking can challenge the Chinese, because I don't care how good your fucking Israeli commandos are. I don't care how good your fucking Joint Task Force in Canada and America is. I don't care how good your fucking anything is when they can put 4 million fucking troops into the field overnight.
The whole Taiwan versus China thing is fucking retarded. Like, because like the people of Taiwan wants to be united with China. The people of China want to be united with Taiwan. They don't claim to be two different countries. They claim to have two different governments. And the whole fucking thing that they were divided was an economic reason, because like Taiwan used to be much richer than mainland China, but now mainland China is it's caught up. They have the same culture, they have the same thing outside of like this fucking woman that has been put as like president of Taiwan, that is placed there, like that she's not elected like fairly, like she's placed there. The people of Taiwan want to be reunited with China. So
this, by the way, just for everybody watching and for YouTube, this is all for entertainment purposes, as we are all RPGers, and we're just playing out a role-playing game scenario about a post-apocalyptic 21st century global conflict. These are not the opinions of Justin or Shadow.
My name is Yusef, and this is a Star David.
Yusef Ben Slumberman, what you do? Don't tell them the truth, Yusef. We must maintain your identity.
My name is Yusef.
But I came here. I was listening to you from the shower because I'm just done training, and I came like I wanted to correct a few things that you said. First, like the American military is not playing chess. He's not playing tic-tac-toe. He's playing like hide the cucumber, hide the pickle, right? That's
hide the pickle.
Yeah.
It's called hide the salami.
Yeah,
no,
that's salami,
what
whatever.
you play, Shadow, please.
Hey.
Speaking of which, where's Alex?
Mr. Max knows. He just got done with shouting.
Wasn't it Bill Murray who said that?
What?
Anyway,
about playing hide the salami.
I don't
forget
know.
what movie it was.
But regarding also the grocery store you were talking earlier, right? I'm one of those guys that I'm willing to pay more for the grocery because I want to have like stuff on the shelves, and I want to have like I want to have choices, and I want the grocery store to be somewhat clean, right? I fucking hate going to a grocery store that's all disorganized. It's fucking driving me mad.
But think about this.
Yeah.
20, 30 years ago, we had stuff on the shelves, and the grocery stores were clean.
Yeah.
You understand? It's not. It doesn't have to be like this. They're trying to make it like this.
And like the bag boy could afford to buy a house.
Yeah, it's also like the quality of the people. Like people like now, like, and that's also lead to the other one I want to talk about. Like, you know, like they say like, oh, we lacking people and stuff like that. We don't like people, and even if we did, right? We don't have too much people. We don't have not enough people. That's irrelevant question. The number of people. What we need is people that pull their own weight. And that's something that immigration cannot solve, because if you bring people that are just coming here for welfare and shit like that, then you won't fucking like you're not helping the situation at all. You're just making it worse. Now we have like too many people that are just like trying to be dragged along. You need people to pull their own weight. If everybody pull their own weight, it doesn't matter how many people we have.
Yeah, because
and that's also the thing with the bag boy and the people in the grocery store. Now, like fucking everything is shit. You're paying like a miserable wage, and they always bring those people that try to do the least possible. So everybody's fucking leveling down. Everybody's doing like, well, you know what? Why would I fucking bust my ass if this guy is just like
have you not
hiding from the bus? You know?
Listen, other than us doing the self-checkout in Canada everywhere now, have you heard about the new ways that they've decided to help us save money? Next month, we're going to have the option to restock the shelves ourselves, and that'll get us lower prices. And then the month after that, we get to unload the trucks. It's going to be great.
Oh my god.
But you know that's the one thing too. You know, like there's a lot of things like, well, I'm just gonna get a ship it to my place from Amazon, subscribe and save and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
But even that now, it's not even like, because like, you know, I'm going to grocery store. Half the time I can fucking find what I'm looking for. So yeah, I'm gonna get a shipper to my place. But now even that is not so convenient anymore, because like, well, first, the post office people are fucking lazy, and now they don't even try to bring my package to my home. They just bring the card. Oh, you have to go.
Okay,
Well,
do you know who does the Walmart home delivery in Canada now, in Quebec at least? I don't know if it's
People.
going on. DoorDash.
Oh, DoorDash.
They use
Because at some
DoorDash.
point-
So it
at
actually
some
gets
point-
delivered now. It's amazing. As opposed to before where I'd get like a notification, your groceries have been delivered. No fucking groceries. The truck never stopped by and I'd get a refund. DoorDash actually shows up with my groceries now. It's quite nice.
I know at some point, like
Yeah.
Walmart tried this program where they ask customer like, oh, you're going this place, like, do you want to bring like like they would ask people going to the store like, well, we're gonna get you a rebate if you drop those groceries to these people.
Really?
Yeah, they tried that at some point. I don't think it worked.
Nope. No, it did not. Clearly.
Wow.
So if you guys could figure out your fucking medicine pricing in the States, I'd happily live in your country. I'd happily go to Texas. I would happily do that.
Yeah.
It's the one problem is because I require medications every month, seeing the stories and reading the pricing and all that, it terrifies me to think about living in your fucking country because at least I get the subsidized goddamn medicine here. You know what I mean?
Like, there's a
Our
lot of things
people
happening in the
fought
US.
hard for. Our people fought hard to get.
Yeah, what's his name from Saskatchewan? Kiefer Sutherland's great uncle or whatever, Tommy Davis or whatever his name was. That was the guy who made that all happen for us.
Yeah, and we wanted that. Like it was our choice. And
Like I think in the US, like there's a lot of things that might happen in the US. Like there's a lot of like instability and stuff like that. So even like with the price of medicine, which to be fair, also like I'm not dependent on any medicine and stuff like that, right? I also don't really like the food.
Yeah, no, the
In
meat
US.
tastes weird, eh? Every time I have American
everything
beef,
is so
I'm like,
fucking sweet.
I can taste the antibiotics. What the fuck?
Yeah,
It's
like
so
like
weird.
you buy like the same fucking brand we find in Canada. You buy it in the US, like twice as sweet. You say,
This
what
is
the fuck is
cake.
wrong with you
The
people?
fuck?
Not every fucking thing has to be
Yeah.
candy.
well, you ever see that video where the guy goes to McDonald's on both sides of the border?
Nope.
No, this
Oh, him
video
and his
is
buddy.
like-
One guy's in Detroit, one guy's in Windsor, and they meet underneath the bridge, and they each have the Canadian has the American McDonald's meal, and the American has the Canadian meal.
Yeah, and then they did pizza places. They did like pizza and some American chain. And It's like
It's insane.
It's crazy.
but it's like
But it's saying
even our Big Macs are healthier than yours.
A
No,
Big
it's
Mac
not
has
very
never
much.
been healthy. A Big Mac, you might as well
Well,
just
it's a relative scale, Shadow.
Depends
You
what
might
you
as well just take it out of the wrapper and flush it, because that's what's going to happen in 5 minutes, anyways.
Wow, you need to see a doctor about that, dude. If you're eating a meal and in 5 minutes later it's coming out of you, you have a serious problem, and you should see someone. Oh wait,
Yeah.
no, sorry, it's you. What you should do is go back to your mothership and explain to them that the human body that you're inhabiting is malfunctioning, and see if they can genetically grow you a new one in a pod.
Going back to the crypt.
Yeah, go back to the crypt and talk to the witches. Oh, Raven's here. Talk to Raven.
Yeah, Shadow, you're only supposed to be eating blood.
Yeah,
You know that, right?
what the hell's wrong with you? Yusuf, don't talk about the blood, Yusuf. It gets us in trouble.
Yeah. Well. Man, oh, now you're going hard there.
Bear knows he's allowed to go hard on the show.
No,
Again, all for comedy and entertainment purposes.
Doesn't matter. This is Canada. You get arrested for jokes.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
well,
true.
yeah.
And Quebec
That's
is
my
political.
word about it. Eh? The other point, while we're on the topic of like going hard, the boomer. You're talking about the boomer a bit
Careful,
earlier.
you have to use the phrasing.
What?
Yeah, you don't want to end up scripted in the Shadow production.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with the rest of that sentence. You don't want to go hard. Just saying.
We're talking about the boomer, right? And you said, well, the boomer, like the first generation, like that grew up without like all this wealth and stuff like that. They
I
also
said
like
middle
for me,
boomers, not
middle
early
boomer.
Yeah.
But I said they're also like the first generation that grew up completely raised by people who hated them.
Yes.
Like because like after like this wave of immigration that brought a different culture after World War II, we don't go too specific. Like now, like Hollywood used to be like run by
Who's
Catholics.
the-
People used to be complain about that, right? And we had the Ains Code and stuff like that. And sometimes like loving a people, sometimes he's telling them no. He's telling them no, that's not good for you, right? But now like the boomer was, oh, I want to see fucking tits on TV, and now they fucking like did the pawnbroker and they broke the Ains Code. But like instead of saying like, well, no, it's not good for you, it's gonna fucking turn your brain to mush. It's gonna turn you into a Coomer brain. But now they did, and now they all those fucking like they didn't have anybody with any love for them, anybody above them, academia Hollywood, the media, all been taken over by people who hated them.
Yep.
And
That's
they
true.
destroy them by giving them all their fucking childish desire that they had, right?
Just
I
like in
watch. You
Raw.
mentioned the Hays Code. I watched some Hays Code era movies in the last 10 years. I've watched a lot of them actually. And you know what was interesting about it? Today
Stories.
they just throw the tits on the screen and have the guy say motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
And they just go for it. During the Hays Code time, they had to be clever in how they did stuff, so they had to write intelligently to get
Yep.
around that stuff without being vulgar about it. And I think
Yes.
that's a major thing. When we lost the Hays Code, yes, it opened up artistic freedom. Yes, there were some amazing movies made post Hays Code. There's no doubting that, but it also slowly eroded away the intelligent writing that used to exist in
You're talking
films.
about artistic freedom, but art bloom in restriction.
Yes,
You know,
I agree.
You need to have constraints, stuff
Yeah.
like that, right?
Oh,
Now,
I
like because now, like it would a movie that would elevate you, right? And they need to reach something a little deeper than just like cater
Well,
to your animal instinct. Now,
I-
just like that, we're just turning people into beasts, right? Just like, oh, I'm gonna give you like violence and tits, and it's like,
yeah,
well,
Well,
I-
you know
really,
the
like-
old adage that you have to suffer for your art has been
Yeah.
completely taken out of the equation.
Well, no, it's been converted into this thing about starving and being poor when it's actually been about like struggling to come up with good ideas and work towards something.
yes,
Right? Art isn't throwing some colors on a canvas and calling it something.
Well,
It's
now-
actually
now-
struggling to
Now
replicate
that's
something.
what it's
But now,
become
like
to be
this
now.
whole idea of freedom, like freedom at all costs, freedom above all, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that because I hate freedom. I'm a fucking
Yeah.
no, but that's the thing. Like people don't know what's good for them. Like you fucking get like you giving like you're telling a child like, what do you want to eat for breakfast? Ice cream. Well, if that's what you want, that's what you're gonna have. Like you're just like at some point
Yeah.
you need to fucking
Yeah,
put
the-
boundaries to people. Like, people are fucking children.
What was it? That Adam Sandler movie where
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy, where his
Yeah.
kid's name is Frankenstein. Yeah.
yeah. But I was watching this thing on the downfall of The Simpsons 2 or 3 days ago, right?
Yeah.
And it's they talk about how the show was originally lampooning procedural sitcoms of the day,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
the Huxtables or whatever, right? And they would go into these deep emotional moments and things, and like you'd have like heart-wrenching moments on the show. But as it went along, the show just became, look at this thing. Isn't it funny? Look at this other thing. It's funny too, isn't it?
Yeah,
There'd
but
be
hang on,
no
hang on.
emotion or writing or like
The
no
Simpsons
attempt
is a
to-
very bizarre cultural touchstone. For us in North
Yeah.
America, The Simpsons is about how stupid Homer is and how snarky
Yeah.
Bart is, and it's all about the destruction and degeneration of the American atomic family, right?
yeah.
Or anti-American atomic
Well,
family.
that's like in the later season it became.
No,
that.
even in the original seasons, it was
Even in
about
the
how
beginning.
stupid Homer was. But
But Homer was
Hang on.
still a loving person.
Yeah,
right?
that's the
And
thing.
emotionally.
When I started dealing with international dating and things like that, I would meet these women from Central and South America, and they would see my bald head and they'd be like, Homer, and I'm like, why are you calling me Homer? That's insulting. And this one girl said, no, it's not. Think about it. For you guys, Homer's an idiot. For us, he's a good man who makes sure his family is fed, goes to a job he hates to make sure that his family is not on the streets. He doesn't cheat on his wife, and he always tries to do what's best for his family. And I was like, holy shit, I have never had
Yep.
that perspective on this.
And he's also like a guy with that doesn't have a high school degree.
Yeah.
He's just a single income earner, got this nice house, keep his 3 children like fed and clothed and stuff like that. And that also like doesn't make sense in modern day. So at some point they had to change for just a joke because like, well, how do you explain that? If they have kept with that Simpson and tried to like keep with what the days are, there's somebody fucking fucking depressing because now like, they were struggling. Now like Marge would have to take a job. Now like they would have it's like
That's the thing
nowhere.
referenced in the video too. How when it started off, he was like a upper middle class family, but like now he's practically a millionaire in the lifestyle of
But that's now at some point like they fucking stop pretending that Homer got a job or do something, right? Just like go on those wacky adventure every week and just like
he's had like 400 jobs across the show. Besides being a consistent nuclear power technician, even though he doesn't have a college degree.
Well, he's a mutant. Just face it, he's a mutant.
but it's like that. There's like the last good episode was you were saying, Raven?
The predictive episodes of
Yeah,
the.
You're cutting out, Raven.
yeah.
Oh,
We're getting half a word. Um, but the last good episode was the one where they were making fun of him going into space and having a Grammy. The one with the guy that dies at the
Frank
end.
Grimes. Yeah.
Yeah, Frank Grimes. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like
Grimes.
a turning point episode. That
Oh,
was like now we're admitting that we jumped the shark and
Yeah.
there's no going back.
Anyway, listen. Let's get on to happier topics since we've now discussed the entire destruction of the world, the
Oh, wait.
collapse of our
I wanted
economy.
to say
and
something
the
else before we
family.
go on up your topics.
Sorry, what?
There was one last point I wanted to say before we're going on, but it's linked to what we just talked, right? Because I was talking about like the how like all this thing has been deconstructed, like because like people who hate you took over like the entertainment industry, the music, the media and stuff like that, and academia, and that's what I wanted to say. I think like culture is what we need to change.
Yeah.
We need to take back those institutions, right? Like people, it's not about politics. Politics, well, it's what is the fucking saying? Politics is downstream from culture.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
that's
it's
very
happening.
true, and
It's
we need to fucking
It's,
like
it's the only good thing Breitbart ever said.
Yeah,
But
and
it's
I think-
happening though. It is happening. I'm seeing it happening because I pay attention like Mr. Max, I'm sure like all of us. I pay attention to a lot of different things: entertainment, politics, business, culture, technology, what have you. And the pushback has started, and the pushback is becoming real. And with
Yeah.
the DEI money for entertainment drying up, we're going to start seeing the movies are going to change. Once the movies
Yeah.
and TV change, culture follows in hand at that
one
point.
thing that Bryber like wouldn't say, one part of that equation that Bryber wouldn't say for obvious reason is that culture is downstream from religion.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no.
That's something
Western
that's-
society needs a come to Jesus moment,
Yep.
or come to Muhammad, or come to Vishnu,
No,
or whatever it
Jesus.
is.
Jesus would be better. Mohammed,
Yeah, well,
like,
as a Catholic, you say that, but as someone who's
I'm not Catholic.
non-denominational, no, Mr. Max,
No,
he said Jesus would be
Oh.
better, but I don't think that Jesus is the best choice for the Indian.
I
guy
heard
there
I
that
heard
believes in
Cheez-Its when he said
Cheez-Its are
it.
better,
but-
but I prefer the Humpty Dumpty. The Humpty Dumpty is better than the Cheez-It. But my point, I haven't made fun of your accent in so long. I miss it. It's so tasty.
Yeah.
The point is that we're slowly getting there. And as we start getting there more and more, look what they're doing in the news and the media. They're distracting us with stupid fucking Palestine stuff, stupid fucking Ukraine stuff. They're because they see the writing on the wall, the architects of our society. Their number is up. Their day is done, and Satan's agents are getting shoved back into the fucking abyss.
see what
Very
this,
soon.
Well,
this war in the Middle East brewing. What? Sorry, Rustin, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like you're talking about culture, and it's like I personally don't dislike Taylor Swift's music, but
Oh yeah.
there's no
You're gay.
reason. No, but I like.
Justin
good
is very in touch
songs.
with his feminine side.
Yes,
he's
I
very
am.
in touch with his feminine side. He's
I
really
do
in
not
touch.
deny.
I'm not
I
saying
like
that in a
women's lit and stuff.
Sorry.
But I do not deny I enjoy like a Jane Austen novel.
Yeah.
And a nice uncircumcised cock.
How do you think Felix is going to take this?
Yeah. How is Felix going to
Wait,
take this?
If
Bear?
I say his name, that's the third time. Will he appear?
No,
Ooh.
he's actually banned on this channel.
He's banned? Oh. I thought you'd been in school at that time, no?
Probably that too.
Yeah, school.
School. Shul. But no, it's like there's no reason why she should have won like 14 Grammys or whatever it is, or
Over the top.
like she's like the number one artist in the world, not female artist, but number one. She releases an album at 2 a.m. and it's like top of the charts within 3 hours.
It
But you know,
does
like,
seem
like-
to-
she's the number one artist in the world, but like it's a very American phenomenon as well. Like she's never like toured in Europe or in Asia, no?
I think so. She has.
You think she
She
has?
has.
Yeah, she's huge. But the thing is you have to understand, I
Yeah,
worked in
she's-
radio. Let me tell you, this is not the will of the people at all.
No.
This is
No.
the will of. Look at who her manager is. Look at this guy that runs her career and Drake's career and all this stuff. The
Well,
guy's-
she
the
got
guy's
rid
like-
of him.
what,
was the whole-
Lucian, whatever the fuck. The guy whose name is practically Lucifer. That guy.
Yeah. Yeah, she
Yeah.
got rid of that guy. That's why she.
Yeah,
A
that's right.
few
She got
years
rid of
ago-
that guy and she embraced the DNC. That's the difference. She swapped
Yeah.
Beelzebub for Asmodeus.
Make some of my cousins.
Yeah, but
I didn't know you were doing music, Bubba.
yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, pardon me. Metastopheles for Asmodeus.
Like the joke is, I know I'm outside because I've heard a Taylor Swift song, right? Because I haven't gone outside in like 8 years without hearing a Taylor Swift song at least
Really?
once. Yeah, like
That's one thing I like about living in Quebec. I tend to not hear anything that isn't,
French.
French or immigrant music, so it's quite nice.
Yeah.
Were you outside when Stranger Things somehow got every single store on the planet to play "Running Up That Hill"?
That was actually pretty nice. I won't
I
complain.
love that song. I love Kate Bush. Like, I'm a huge Kate Bush fan, so I kind of liked it. And she thought it was funny. I remember seeing a news article where she gave a statement because she won't go on camera anymore, saying it was quite weird waking up and finding out I had a #1 song of the same song again 30 years later.
I kid you not. I went into a mall. I was downtown in L.A., Hollywood, when Jackie was getting that music, movie award that he was getting, and I kid you not, every store in the mall was playing that song, and a couple of stores would alternate between that song and maybe another song, but Hot Topic wasn't. It was just that song on a continuous fucking loop. I was in there
Okay,
like,
first of all, you're an old man. Why are you going to Hot Topic?
Where's Black?
we were actually looking for a Hellfire Club T-shirt for Jackie, and of course they had them, but it wasn't going to happen. But it was just bizarre because the song ended and then it just started again. I'm like, and I asked the girl at the counter, I was like, "What's with that?" And it was like, you could just tell she was like an inch from snapping. It's like, I've heard this song 18,000 times this week. It's just non-freaking stop.
Wah, wah, wah.
That's retail, man.
Yep, that's retail, baby.
I worked in FIA for the holidays a couple years ago, several. It's been a while, and we had that damn metal version of Nightmare Before Christmas soundtrack on loop over and over.
Yeah, what are you going to do, man? It's the way of the world. But that's okay. Like I say, the tide is turning, and I've seen the signs, and I believe that, dude, even I'm considering going back to church. I'm considering going back to church. That's a huge fucking paradigm shift for me,
That'll be a good day, Bear.
Also, you're in the city. Like, you have like good choice of church there, right?
Yeah, none of the churches I'm finding.
The rainbow flag one,
I'm
or
thinking
the
about becoming
other rainbow flag?
what are those weirdos from Iran called? The
Zoroastrian.
which one? No, not Zoroastrians. The other one. Baha'i. I'm thinking about becoming Baha'i.
Oh,
I
I don't know them.
I was gonna say,
Get myself a good Baha'i wife.
But that's the thing. I believe that. Obviously, I'm Catholic and stuff like that. I believe like a big mistake that the church did when they did like the New World Order and stuff like that. They turned away from everything that was sacred. Like, they got rid of the reverence, they got rid of the Latin Mass, the incense. They made the church more mundane, look more plain and stuff like that. And now, like, people like went outside to Eastern religion to find this sense of sacred, because like our church abandon it, right?
Orthodox hasn't.
Passe, we want to be like more modern and stuff like that. Well, like, that's not why people have a need of spirituality. People crave those, like, you want to go to church, you want to feel like you're in something different. You don't want to see like I'm just being in this.
No, it's true, because I was at one of my old churches recently, and it was all very, very modern and glass and steel and very. I almost felt like I was in a bistro. And I remember when it was all clowns and hamburger mirrors and stuff like that. It was a lot better in those days.
Yeah. And then, like, they tell you about, like, they try to give you like modern example of like Christ and of like Christ can be in your life and what.
You missed the point I made of that one, buddy.
the Klaus. He was saying that it was a lot better when the modern building was McDonald's.
I'm saying that McDonald's was my church. You
Oh,
dumbass.
I missed it. Oh, you felt like you. Oh, that's also one.
The
thing,
hamburger
right?
mayor.
Yeah, the hamburger mayor, and all the seats looked like Fry Guys. It was great.
That's also one thing with McDonald's. McDonald's used to be like this fun fairyland that you would go.
Yeah.
to, like,
Yeah.
No,
you know, like-
it's still part of that.
No,
it's
not
not
here.
here, buddy.
like
Here,
Big
they're,
boxes.
they're looking more and more like just a mom and pop, but like corporate.
No, they look like
smooth.
fucking high class bistros now. With like an
Yeah.
art major came in and redid
Yeah.
their whole thing in streamlined
Not
modern.
not
That-
here.
that's
There's,
also the
you
thing,
will
like-
never find anybody with blonde, black, or brown hair in a McDonald's.
Well,
Not
that's
either.
what
Very
I'm
arrogant.
I'm talking about the architecture, not the people who work
architecture.
there.
Well, people work there. Got matter too, but like it used to be like when Boomer were kids, it was all about the kids. When Boomer became teenager, everything was about being a teenager. When Boomer became a young adult, everything was about like starting a career. When Boomer started having kid, everything was about kid again. And then like now, like just like it's always about
The
always
fucking
been
boomers. It's all, the fucking
fucking Boomer.
Self-obsessed ass monkeys.
Yeah, self-obsessed, but also like because they have this huge demographic weight,
Yeah.
right? You always want a company who always want to cater like to the biggest demographic. So just think, well, now we have all those
It
fucking
sucks
idiots.
for
Kind of like Dungeons and
Yeah.
Dragons nowadays, right?
yeah. It's gonna suck for Gen X, but they're gonna skip us and go right to catering to the millennials. Oh, they already have. So.
Well, because the millennial were the boomers' children, in big part.
He's not wrong.
So at some point, just like, I hope the Zoomer is gonna save us,
It's true.
or the Alpha.
Yeah, but what's that joke about the Generation Beta? They're all going to be a bunch of betas.
You think so? I don't know.
Good times make weak men. Just saying.
Yes,
Good
but
times are
Generation
over.
Beta is just going to be a bunch of betas.
Maybe.
We're not going to make it that long. Don't worry about that.
No, we're not going to make it that long.
No,
You,
it's-
on the other hand,
Be one of them Fallout ghouls, man.
you, on the other hand,
There's a reason I'm reviewing Gamma World. Just saying, guys.
He'll be
I
wandering
can't
away
tell you, I
and
can't
looking
tell you
for the
everything,
wall.
but I can tell you play Gamma World. And be kind to your
Oh.
pets because you never know what they'll turn into.
Your pets?
Livestock. Duh.
yeah.
Man, I eat my neighbor before I eat my cats.
No, your cats will eat your neighbor before you eat your cats.
Yeah, that's true. But share a meal.
Oh. Gotta get that ass bacon, right?
Ass bacon.
Yeah.
Have you not watched Fallout yet?
No, I haven't.
Probably
It's
won't.
actually not bad.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
I can see some
I
of the
really did.
undertones.
Like, it left me wanting to play a game in that setting, not the Modifius game because again I'm anti-Modifius now, but
Oh, right.
I absolutely
Yeah.
love that setting.
Fuck Modifius. They sold a product.
What did it do?
Something.
Oh, dude, they fucking so. I was getting into Star Trek. They're releasing books this year. They're like, oh, this new book's coming. I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. We had two of their guys on the show. Asked them if they had any sneak peeks they wanted to let us know about. No. 3 days later, they announced a new product. It's like, okay, that's kind of a dick move. Thanks a lot, guys. Fuck you. And then a month and a half later, they announced they're putting out a second edition. I'm like, okay, well, that'll be next year. That'll be interesting. They're starting. No. A month after they announce it, the fucking quick start's out. So all during this period where they were encouraging people to go buy first edition books, they had already had second edition ready to go. That's just bullshit.
Well, they
You know
want to
what I
get rid of the old stock, right?
Yeah. No, these guys
Well-
can go fuck themselves. That's why I like and I will always stand by Free League because Free League are friends to the community. Free League wants the community to thrive, so Free League will thrive, right?
Yeah.
Modifius, everything I hear about them is just negative. Shadow had a story about Modifius, didn't you?
Yeah, well, Chris and Rita were very nice, helping me get my Kickstarter from Siege of the Citadel that literally took almost 6 years to get from Kickstarter to my door. But when I started looking, I bought John Carter. I read it. I'm like, I could never run this game. I read through the Star Trek, couldn't run that game. I'm too much of a control freak to allow people to change the scene because they earned up enough, bonus points, whatever momentum.
So you're admitting it now that you're a control freak.
Yeah, Shadow was
How
right
can I
again.
deny it? It's
Shadow
out
was
there.
right once again.
How can I deny it? I mean, it's out there. Hysterical. But yeah, it's just not for me. I can see why people like it, but there's a bunch of rules and mechanics that I'm just, their books are beautiful. Everything they print is beautiful. The work they go into, the research, etc. If they just would have, made a completely different set of rules, I probably would have been a huge fan. But I played Conan, didn't like the mechanics.
Oh,
And it was a great game with Crafty Matt Craft. It was a really good game, but it wasn't because of the mechanics. It was because of the people involved.
Yeah.
And there's only so
That's
far.
always the case.
It's only so far great people can carry a shitty game.
I like the mechanics of Conan's. I think they're interesting.
I don't like.
I think they work for Conan. I don't know if they would work for other game that they try to apply them to, but
It didn't work for Mutant Chronicles, in my opinion. John Carter. There's not enough in John Carter to make a game unless you're going to, use the story and the characters a lot. Otherwise, you might as well just create your own game, or at least your own.
John Carter touched on so much that of stuff so much stuff that I dislike. So I want to go like any, I have like very specific taste, Sodism thing, right? Just laser focused. I like this one.
It's not
Not that
autism.
thing.
It's not autism. It's because you don't have a soul.
Yeah, John Carter is actually one of the few IPs that I would consider running. That's not, completely homebrewed my own stuff, and it's like couldn't do it.
Well, there's lots of games that have come out for IPs I like that I could never do, and that's just the way it is. But Modifius specifically, I make no more hay with them. You know what I mean? It's just I'm done.
With those kind of business policies, I wouldn't do business with anybody who does that kind of crap. That's just why. Well, I mean, if you're putting out a second edition, as soon as you decide to put out a second edition, all of your focus should be on that instead of putting out stuff for the previous edition.
And if you want to get rid of the previous edition, just say well, we're announcing a new edition, but you can get the first edition at cost.
Or we're doing 10% off our whole library on first edition stuff as we gear up for second edition, and it's going to be X amount of compatibility or whatever. They don't. They just dropped it like a bomb, and there it is. Okay, fuck you.
Right, and then if they go and change second edition so much that your first edition stuff is useless.
No idea. I have no idea because I refuse to read their shit. But it's
any game company. Any game company
in the mind. Sorry, it puts me in the mind of what's his name? The wrestling manager with the tennis racket, whose name I can't remember right now from the old days. Jim Cornette. Yeah. Jim Cornette's a great sign off on his podcast. Look, thank you. Was it? How's he say it? It's like something. Thank you. Fuck you very much. It's just this. We got it. You've made yourself clear. Go fuck yourself. We're moving on. And that's where I'm at with all these companies. I'm just like, fuck them. If they're gonna act like this, I have no desire to give them any of my money. WotC can go piss up a rope. Modifius can fucking hold the rope for them. Chaosium pissed me off. They can go fuck off. What's that other big one that really I just cannot? I have no.
Paizo's
right there. They're right on the edge.
Paizo produces toilet paper. Fight me.
Paizo, they keep also they want to inject politics and everything they fucking do now. So fuck you too.
No, it's just I'm done.
I'm on the fence with Troll
I'm
Lord.
not politics on my side, so
give me Palladium and fucking Free League any day of the week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have something.
Raven, do not sacrifice the baby.
Oh! I tried watching that this morning.
Baby sacrifice?
Yeah, baby sacrifice. What the fuck are you talking about?
No. Red Leather Media just did a.
On the baby.
Oh, the baby. Yeah.
I
watched it yesterday. Yeah.
No idea what you're talking about.
You tried to watch the baby, the movie?
Yeah, I
It's
tried to
awful.
watch it. It's terrible.
I was kind of curious, but I think I said like I'm gonna nope too fast on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I
ending
do want
is
to watch
fucked up,
Mr.
though.
No Legs. That looked awesome.
Mr. No Legs. I don't know. I think the
That
premise
looked
is
awesome,
just
dude.
too corny to me. They said they weren't going to ruin the ending for the baby, so that made me really want to watch it.
Yeah,
So
me
did you
too.
watch the ending? Did you see the ending? Do you know what the
Yeah,
ending is?
I got stuck, and then I just went straight
Yeah,
to
me
the
too. I
ending.
skipped to the ending, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's not
All
a
right,
great
can you
ending. What
spoil
are you
it for me?
talking about?
Yeah.
Do you want to know what it is, Max? Do you want us to spoil it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
The
I'm not gonna
social
watch it.
worker has basically lobotomized her husband. He didn't leave. He's actually a baby in that her and her mother keep in their own room. And basically, they kill off the family of the woman and her two daughters, and they bring the baby home to be the best friend of her husband in the playroom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of a big twist.
It's a big twist, but it's not like
Your daughter wasn't trying actually to help the baby. She was trying to basically kidnap it.
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
Shadow, since you're like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
Hmm.
There's this movie about this
from like 74, 75.
73.
There we go.
Because I had to type in the year to get the pirate.
The right one.
Yeah.
Not to
There's
get
this
baby
family,
from
right? That this
2019.
mother who has 3 kids by 3 different guys. Her husbands just keep leaving her, or her guys, whatever. And the 2 daughters and the son, but they force the son to remain mentally infantile. Right, so every time he tries to walk, they tase him, and every time he tries to speak, they tase him and tell baby no. So he grows up to like manhood, thinking he's still an infant, and then they're sexually molesting him and stuff like that. And it's fucking weird.
It's not
Who the
true.
fuck would make a movie like that?
Someone in the
Degenerate.
70s.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised what the producer's last name was.
Oh, Slobberman.
Probably.
Yusuf Ben Slobberman.
Yeah, he was a cousin. I knew him at school.
Yeah, well. Did you look at the director? Who the director is?
No, it's just that kind of fucked up thing.
You mentioned it.
Did they? I did not look it up on Wikipedia.
Anywho, before we get into that fucking rabbit hole of anti-Sumerianism, let's
we're not anti-Sumerianism around here.
Yeah.
We respect the Sumerian Empire.
At least you call it an empire.
What?
At least you call it an empire.
Yeah. I do sell a shirt that shows all of Sumeria and its territories.
We live in hell.
Yes, we do.
Maybe. I could see that.
Yeah, fuck you, Max. I live in French hell. It's even worse.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
It's hell with signage laws.
At least the food is a bit better.
Is distant from God. So as society becomes further away from God, it becomes more like hell. Right?
Yeah.
Saturday, my best friend and I found like one of the last Greek family-run restaurants it was amazing. It was so nice. So all the restaurants in Montreal used to be run by Greeks, right? It was just the way it was.
You'd go on Prince Arthur.
Yeah. So up here in Ville Saint Laurent, we just found one called Mama's, and it was amazing. We're having a good breakfast. The owner and his wife are talking to us. We're having a community conversation. People are coming in because it's Orthodox Easter weekend, so all these Greeks are coming in well dressed to have a nice. It was like amazing. It was like I traveled 20 years into the past or something. It was fucking brilliant.
All those things that we lost, man. Just like, we was talking about that the other day. I was talking about like this fucking like epidemic of nostalgia. I was talking about that with Justin yesterday. When we just talked off the air.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Like everything sucks now, but just like we can't just fucking hide in the past, right?
Yes, you can. Shut up. You don't know anything.
But people realize that like we used to be able to go to a restaurant. Like we used to be able just like riding bikes around. Sometimes I see like kids, they ride bike around, like not as much as I would like, right? But just like, and then they go inside the house, they leave the bike on the front lawn, right? I can
Yeah.
see that here because we're in a remote region that is like 20 years in the past.
Yeah.
I used to be able to do that, and I live
Yeah.
like
That
in a
used to be the
housing
norm
building.
everywhere. Yeah, that's something they took away from you.
Yeah.
It's not lost. So
So like being able to go to a restaurant and talk to the people there and like having a nice meal without people like screaming, without like having like without having a brawl breakout, right? Just all this kind
The
of
last time I did that, it was an organized event.
Yeah, Browfest 2020. It was amazing. I saw the videos.
it's
Yeah.
man.
A lot of people yelling "World Star" for some reason, but I don't know.
No,
We don't get too much of that around here.
no.
the brawl.
No, too many people are armed.
Oh yeah, I guess.
You shut up in a restaurant in a Denny's in Kentucky, someone's getting shot.
A brawl. We got shootout. We're just
But yeah, even better. But we don't have them. See, because everybody's packing, especially the dang waitresses. Man.
You're in Texas, right?
Kentucky,
noise in the.
Kentucky. Okay,
Kentucky.
so it's like Texas East. Got it.
No, Kentucky is uniquely Kentucky. Kentucky is probably the weirdest state in the union.
Oh, you do have the Kentucky Goblins, so there's that.
Yeah.
Goblin.
They changed the rules on how you propose mottos in Kentucky because we came this effing close to getting on the ballot, which would have passed. Kentucky kicks ass as our state motto.
Oh,
You should have found like another word for
changed
ass.
the rules.
You should have found another word for ass that started with K. Oh wait, no, you shouldn't. Never mind. I was thinking of the alliteration with Kentucky and kick, but yeah, no, that's not a good one.
It's funny. It would have passed.
Would have been funny though.
Yeah.
To do something like that, you might as well go all in.
what are words that start with a K that are kind of like ass?
We also, unfortunately, have the strongest anti-Semitic hate speech laws in the nation.
Yeah.
Of all
Well,
places, fucking Kentucky. Well, we don't even have a whole number of Jews. It's crazy.
It's a fucking race now. Who's gonna be like the most? And that's also why I think like like the elections coming up. I think Trump's got a good chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Zionists in chief.
Exactly. They want to do it because like now like there's gonna be this war in the Middle East, and Israel needs some good southern goyim to go die for Israel. Well, then they might put Trump back in power because that's gonna motivate the troop more. Southern boy won't join for Biden. Is what it is.
No, I think they're going to kill him.
Ooh,
I'm right there with you, Bubba.
Okay, I left to check my laundry on a Kentucky kicks ass, and I came back to killing who?
Trump.
Yeah. I think they're going to
Are
kill
they
him.
gonna kill Trump? No, I think they want him in.
Have a heart attack.
I think they would want him back in.
He is awful friendly. My biggest criticism, he's too friendly to the gays and the Israelis. I just...
Well, exactly. Like he is the most pro-war and pro-Israel
he's also
pro-Israel
the
candidate.
most non-interventionist. So we may...
Yeah. Like Biden has
have
like Trump used to be the peace candidate. The peace candidate is not anymore. Now, like because now it's Israel is all like pro-war, 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 and now
Yeah,
like that's what
and
Israel
he's saying
wants.
that on
what
the-
Israel want, Israel
I
gets. right?
haven't heard any of that recently.
Oh, he's been saying it on the
A couple of these clips have been pretty like, ugh.
Yeah.
I'm really
And
worried about
Biden is also like very pro-Israel. Obviously, they all are. But Biden has stood with his base that is more pro-Palestinian, right? That is more anti-Israel. So I think like they might get rid of the Democrats for this round.
They might.
I to be honest, I think they might take them both out.
Well,
Well,
there's no third parties running.
will probably
Well, put who
happen
instead?
is
Yeah.
Trump will get in, and then there will be a terrorist attack.
There's only 20 GOP senators who have a spine that aren't just waiting to bend over and grab their ankles. There's only 20 of them. So
Well,
it's
I-
20 if you're
grab their
lucky.
ankles, and then everybody else.
Well, what did Borak get that one Republican senator to do? Run around his office with his ass hanging out.
They're ridiculous. They got no spine. It's time for a third way. Everybody knows it. It's probably going to happen, but it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
And if they kill Trump, I think everything blows up because the people who really love Trump really love Trump. Dude.
Yeah.
It'd be like
What the fuck am I looking at, Bear?
Yeah.
Virginia slaps.
Yeah.
You automatically muted me when you shared the thing. Virginia put out a
Oh,
custom plate
sorry.
a few years back that was basically Virginia kids first. So a guy went out and got a custom plate that said slaps. So his license plate says Virginia slaps kids first.
Oh, and he put some ends, red ends next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Okay. Maybe I should see.
So there you go, Virginia keeping kids in line since 1788.
Yeah, they took away all our decent, interesting personalized tags you can get in Kentucky when Bashir went in. You could get like the stars and bars and all kinds of stuff. They took them all off. Not choice anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, I wouldn't like. I don't want to give like the state more money for a vanity plate.
Yeah, but yeah.
I'm not that vicious.
Yeah,
Is that a word?
no matter what. We pay property
Vain.
tax every year on
Vain.
that.
Vain, I guess, is the word.
Man, yeah.
I like mine better.
I don't want to tag it at all, but you got to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, man. For everything, eh?
The speeding laws make sense because of the mass of the vehicle.
I thought you embraced social Darwinism.
Yeah.
Embrace social Darwinism, take all the speed limits off and weed out the trash. Right?
Yeah.
All the earth.
But you get
Collateral.
collateral damage of people who are just standing there when you're being a dumbass and swerve and just wants to live.
I like the spinning law that say like drive at a safe and reasonable speed.
Yeah.
The word you were looking for earlier, by the way, is vainglorious.
Oh, vainglorious. True. That's a good word.
Did you look that up?
No, I'm working. That's why I had to mute myself. I was on a call.
Oh.
Short call.
Yeah. You just like tech support or something like that.
No, I work in direct B2B marketing.
Yeah, close enough.
I think I'll have to bounce guy. I guess from
related.
What? Close enough. It involves phones and talking to people.
After bound guy, I got some shit to do this afternoon.
Yeah.
I just came in to give my 2 cents on a few topics actually.
Yeah, I only kept it going because Bear showed up. So.
And I told you could let it go because I'm working. I didn't mind. I just wanted to say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
And then you got all anti-Sumerian, and well, we had to go.
We love being anti-Sumerian around here.
We need to do something about this empire.
I'm telling you, man. They move into your neighborhood. They put up a temple to Marduk. It's not good. It's not good.
What was that?
My kid brought home a book from her school, and it said Tiamat, the savior of us all. What's going on? I don't get the Sumerian stuff.
There are some things we can learn from them, though. You know, they
yes, beard styling.
Exactly, and they
but not psycho.
Care about each other. They care about each other. They take care of their community. Well, somewhat, right? Just like
Sumerians. Yeah. No, Sumerians don't take care of their. There's the Babylonians who took care of their community. The Sumerians were like wild dogs in the street, sir. Please.
Yeah. I'm going to blow up pretty soon. I think the Egyptians are going to make a move.
Your government pays them not to make a move. Literally.
The sea people.
The sea people are coming.
Half your foreign. I
think it's just going to be a happenstance. It's just going to happen.
Half your foreign aid goes to Sumeria, and the other half goes to pay people not to be mad at Sumeria.
Exactly.
We're already bombing people over there with the U.S. Air Force. We got photos of our stealth bombers in Gaza flying over.
How do you have a photo of stealth bomber?
Well, it's not invisible. It's not Wonder Woman.
Look at our invisible plane.
I thought it was like Wonder Woman's plane.
It's not Wonder Woman's plane.
I like Wonder Woman's plane. It always gave you an upskirt.
I know, right? And the feminist empowerment making everybody look at my skirt.
Yeah. Come brain. All right, I'm leaving, guys.
Yes.
Have a good afternoon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. You damn ginger soulless bastard.
Hey. Only a ginger can call me.
You're not a ginger no more.
I'm still a ginger, and I got the fucking freckles and the soul stealing to prove it.
Yeah. But they're
all gray and bald.
They're not talking about. They've actually mobilized and cut off the Rafah thing. They've closed it, and they mobilized. So they have all their artillery within range to start hammering if they want.
What, Tyr? We're gonna start hammering the city of Tyr. What's going on? What are we talking about?
No, Rafa. That's the Palestinian-Egyptian border.
Yeah, to Egypt. They closed it. They've also positioned all their artillery.
Oh, I thought you meant Egypt was going to make a move against Sumeria. I didn't realize we were being serious. Oh, man.
I thought you guys are using your coded speech so you don't go to the gulags for Trudeau. So.
Do you think Trudeau has any power?
No.
It's the ADL.
ADL.
Dude, he did a fucking May the 4th be with you video with Hayden Christensen yesterday. Fuck him.
Dude, I'm saying it again. The only reason they're trying to make the words gay and retarded out of our lexicon is because it's the most apt description of modern world.
Yes.
I prefer Clown World.
I like fucktarded. That's my favorite.
Fucktarded is good.
I can't say the word retarded on the radio without being reprimanded, but I can say the F word
Yeah.
all day long.
Which F word? There's a couple of F words you're not allowed to say.
Oh, I say them all the time. Me and Melly Mac always saying fag.
Look, I'm wearing this shirt. If anyone knows what this shirt comes from.
I was looking at that though. We're telling me about it. I was going to ask you about it.
No, you don't want to know.
Don't, Raven. Just remain innocent.
Oh God, is it one of those?
It's Justin. Come on, Raven.
No.
It's one of those hidden messages. It's like Shadow's sausage commercials.
No.
Well, I got to get back to work, so y'all have a good one.
Party on, Bear.
I'm getting ready to make some lunch, so
yeah.
Dear God, there you go. How many chickens are you sacrificing today, Shadow?
a microwave burrito. That's all I ever have for lunch.
Stop using the microwave. It's giving you cancer. Bye, everybody. See you again. Bye.
Microwave doesn't give me cancer.
Isn't there a food truck in every corner in Arizona serving good Mexican food, but you're getting a burrito?
I don't live in Arizona.
He lives in California.
I live in
So
California.
there's 3 food trucks in every corner.
SoCal's got good food trucks.
There's one parked out right outside right now.
Yeah, so pay them up. I mean, that's the reason the left says we need unlimited immigration. Food trucks on every corner.
I won't eat off a food truck.
I've heard that argument.
There's a reason we call them roach coaches.
Yeah. Well,
You know what they did here, right? They licensed food trucks. All right, they put out all the permits in the corners because you have your districts, right? And then they let the food truck program run for 2 months. Then they banned them in the city.
yeah. Making sense. So they bankrupted some people. Some people invested heavily, and then they just got.
Yep.
Yeah. We had them banned in Ashland here for a long time, and then.
But it was like right away. Wasn't even time for there to be any like problems or anything like that.
Well, enough time for the restaurants, brick and mortar restaurants, to throw a fit. But that's what happened here. The brick and mortar restaurants basically bought the city council, banned food trucks, and then there was a whole kerfuffle with this one guy who had a little bit of money to fight him. And then they won, and then we got a new mayor to revitalize Ashland. And one of the things he doubled down on as part of the revitalization to get people into our arts and entertainment was food. After the city council were all invested in startups for food trucks. So they had to monopolize it to get their, same as it was, same as it ever will be,
Yeah.
But now we got a bunch that aren't. We got this one downtown, braised and infused. Best cheesesteaks in the tri-state. I was kind of shocked. And then Chewy, he's a misplaced guy from California. He's a SoCal guy. He does authentic SoCal street food, and it's amazing. Now, we disagree because I want authentic barbacoa, and he won't make it again because people didn't want to eat beef tongue. And once they found out it was beef tongue, they tried to get him shut down.
Why?
I don't know, because
like I understand, I don't want to buy it, but
delicious beef cheek and Louise barbacoa. Without it, it's not. It's something else.
Yeah.
It's burrito. It's a burrito taco.
People are super gay. Mr. Max, why the hell did you leave if you're just gonna sit there and chat typing?
See, that sucks. I mean, that's how our guys get brick and mortar. They start a food truck and then they work up till they can afford a brick and mortar. And that's the only way they can afford it. M&J Cafe, that's how they did it. Really good burgers. And they just opened a brick and mortar down the street from my house at the bottom of the Sky Tower. And it's decent.
Yeah, and there's nothing stopping a brick and mortar from having a food truck of their own.
Right.
You know, preparing the lion's share of things in the restaurant kitchen and then driving around town.
Because you're more
selling it.
focused. And because you're focused on making just a small menu, it tends to be better. Because you're focused on making that the best.
Yeah, but you know, like if your restaurant is also selling its main staple in a food truck, they're advertising the restaurant across town. Yeah.
Yeah, they've already they're going to have the downtown renovation done, and they got the festivals already lined up. And the people were complaining that we're making our downtown a walkable downtown with many roundabouts and dropping from 4 lanes down to 2. And everybody's freaking out. It'll be so much harder to drive downtown. You'll have to slow down. You have to go around. There's already a bypass. And I've gone round and round these people on Cookbook. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Your fat ass isn't walking anywhere. So a walkable downtown is hell to you. Not that you go to town anyway now. The people complaining don't even live in our zip code. They're elsewhere.
Yeah.
They want it, I don't know. They want more fast food and less food trucks and less. And I'm worried about the arts and entertainment focus because of the people who are typically super involved in that. I don't want them gaining up my town any more than it already is, you know. But I will because it's got drag queens on Sundays, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's just always wrong. But you know, like the conservatives deliberately abandoned these fields.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
they think that social issues are a losing thing, and the simple fact is
because you're a loser.
Yearning for it. They're yearning for a new reformation. And
I think that's why so many that's why so many conservatives support Israel, because they actually got balls to stand up for what they want.
Well,
where conservatives don't actually have balls.
They
haven't had them.
My argument against conservatism is it conserves nothing.
Yeah.
It doesn't really have a hill to die.
Well, that's why I fucking hate it when I see one of these guys going, liberal white women, liberal white women, liberal white women. It's like you're literally being the anti-white racist you were complaining about 6 months ago.
Well,
every time you said that.
Self-identify as an open-minded liberal retard. Yeah. I say take their vote away. I'm a firm believer universal suffrage is the downfall of Western civilization.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like they're doing the thing that they were saying was wrong to do 6 months ago.
I get that.
Right?
I get
like.
We come to that realization, and it's a part of the black pill moment, that there's no reform possible in this. You can't reform the system because women vote.
Wow.
It's not wrong. Same reason there's never going to be a female president, because women will not elect one, because a certain percentage are going to look at her and go, I don't like how that bitch acts, and they will vote for her.
Okay, now wait a minute.
No, that's a proven fact, Raven. The demographic of the United States thinks that way.
X personality or X person, and she can't articulate it. I just don't like her, and I've raised 4 daughters. I've seen it over and over.
In other countries, they can elect women because other countries aren't mentally retarded.
But also parliamentary systems are not using the system we have.
I don't know who it was you were talking about. What I had issue with is you're saying that the downfall of the Western civilization is suffrage, which was women's rights.
No, not suffrage. Women's suffrage. Those are 2 different things.
Yeah, I think universal suffrage is a terrible idea too. But you can chart the fall and the march towards prosperous Western industrial societies towards liberal democracy the second women get the right to vote, and it's a steady shot.
Look, not every woman
It's not so low.
as those women that are on The View. Okay, I think
Yeah.
Well, there's
Well,
more of them than you. That's the problem.
Right.
I'm not against removing the vote from women exclusively. I'm against giving the vote to anyone with an IQ under 120.
I was just going to bring up
Well,
I'm with you on that one, Justin.
Which will probably include you, Raven. I'm sorry to say that.
that's a George Bernard Shaw approach. And that was his belief. He also believed in death panels. If you couldn't argue the reason you should be alive, you should be executed. But he was lunatic.
No, that's a little absurd.
He made
Maybe-
that. That's a fact.
Maybe the way the Reich did it is a little bit better. Are
No,
you productive to society?
But yeah, I have an idea that
Well,
should be a
that was the guy that went to the death panel in Germany and was shocked that they didn't kill a woman because she had a stable job. You know,
Yeah.
like so. No.
yeah, I've become quite chauvinist as I've gotten older. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't think you can have serious reform because you have a large percentage of the voting of the voting public
Body.
who work on a emotional voting pattern as opposed to a logical. So you can't get your reform. You're just deadlocked until something really bad happens and you do away with universal suffrage.
Well, there is a way. We just have to let all the people that came across the border, which were all men, let them vote, and give them a couple of chances at voting the right way. And if not, then we deport their asses.
No, I think
No.
that they vote for things that you are not going to want to embrace.
Oh no, I was
They don't
being
like the
completely
concept
facetious.
of gun ownership.
I was completely facetious.
Yeah.
So we'll see. The thing is, you can think things might turn out, but you're never 100% certain. I like being pleasantly surprised. Usually not.
Welcome to my world.
I didn't think it was going to double down that much on the degeneracy or double down on that terrible of an opinion, but yeah, it happens.
Not all women emotionally.
No, not all, but enough percentage to make the ones who vote like men irrelevant.
Yeah.
And as women age, they become, as that estrogen goes down and the testosterone goes up, they tend to be a bit more conservative in views of how men vote. And that's another reason you won't get a female president with them voting, because they'll be like, I see what she's doing.
And besides, the only females that you guys ever put up there was
Crazy.
Hillary
up Harris?
Clinton. Like
Ferraro actually probably had the biggest traction of anyone before Clinton. And Clinton just has devotees because straight blue, straight left.
well, I'm gonna call it there.
Okay.
Party on, everyone. Have a good